Well, we're ready. Are we ready?
Are we live?
Yeah.
Okay, but seriously, Ray, do you want some biscuits and crackers?
No.
You don't want to... Well, why are you saying you want biscuits and crackers for, man?
Because you all the time eating something when we start. You're rushing to make a compote of a tea or something.
What's wrong with my tea, man?
It's compote. Look at that.
Guys,
it's
every
pint.
time.
It's a pint.
It's a pint of tea.
Pint full with half of a milk.
This guy,
Half
man.
of it is tea.
This guy, man. Every day he's got to complain. Like, first you got to make tea. Then you got to eat food. Ray, let me be, man.
Never.
Never. Hello and welcome to another live stream this week. Got to be honest with you, a bit of a.
Are we live?
one. I think
Ooh,
yeah,
we
we're
didn't
live.
real life.
We are live, right? Okay, yeah. Let's try that again. Ray, thank you for interrupting me. Hello and welcome to another live stream with me, Ray, and the whiz kid Alex. We call him whiz kid because
Only Usman tell him that. I
No,
tell
it
him more professionally, Mr. Cousins.
Mr. Cousins, yeah.
Thank you, Ray, for using my correct honorific.
Sir Cousins.
That is fantastic, Ray, from R. Haywood.
Let's get into this, man. No more interruptions.
Slightly in
Even
a
though-
tombstone mood.
Right, so let's get into this. So today we're going to be talking about the different kinds of cigars and tobacco that you can get from different regions, like the Dominican region, Nicaraguan, Honduran, Cameroon, Indonesian, San Andreas, USA, right?
Ecuador,
Ecuador,
Mexico,
Brazil. Basically, there are loads of different areas where, or loads of different regions where you can buy. There are loads of different regions that produce tobacco, and I think Ray put up a post on your Facebook.
Yeah, in one of the groups, I just make a poll and I say what the people looking, to find out more information, what they're looking to be interested in, wants to know more. And the winning poll was exactly that: different tobacco from different regions, and how we can develop the taste palette. So basically, we might end this show in both ideas, with the both topics. So
Yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. But before we get into that, just a quick mention of our sponsor, which is Monte Fortuna Cigars. Monte Fortuna Cigars have been kind enough to sponsor our live streams, and really, really appreciate it. They've got a huge selection of cigars on their website, both Cuban and New World cigars. So if you want cigars from different regions, they've got a lot of them from various locations, or various origins, I should say. And highly recommend them. I mean, we buy cigars from them. We recently got a bunch of cigars that I bought, which Alex has pilfered off me.
Pilfered?
And
Compare the length of the one I gave you.
true. Same price though. So I finally received my bunch of cigars, which were stuck in customs for a while, which was always fun. But I got them, really pleased about it. Service, as I mentioned in previous videos, is excellent. I highly recommend Monte Fortuna Cigars. If you are planning on buying some cigars, Cuban or non-Cuban, give them a check them out. Link below in the website. So show them a little bit of love. Show them a little bit of give them a little bit of cuddles, love, and so on and so forth. Buy some cigars from them. Helps us out as well.
Calm down, mate.
Anyway, let's get into the video.
Yeah, that's Usman when he's hungry. He didn't have his crackers, so that's why he started talking
My
about
crackers,
love.
or do you mean Kraken?
That's your cigar.
That's
man.
one. That's our one for the day. What are you smoking, Ray? Let's get into that first. What's wrong with Ray's camera?
It likes his face too much.
Oh. It lightens his face too much. Oh.
It likes his... Oh, there we go. Oh, no, just as he moved it away. Hey.
Hey.
I'm smoking a Punch Rare Corojo limited edition in the very weird Vitola Double Perfecto or Figurado or whatever you want to call it. It's one of my favorite Vitos. Usually when you smoke Cuban, it's a Cuaba, and usually it's very plucked, but that is not.
Did you just call Coabas bland?
Plugged.
No, plugged.
Oh, plugged.
Complete different story. Tasty but plugged. Usually, because it's, Cubans a bit lazy to make that Vitola, and they just, bish
Hey,
bash bosh,
man.
bish bash bosh. So
I'm
we're gonna roll something there. A
I've
few leaves,
never-
blah blah.
I've never had a plugged Coaba.
How many Cuabas do you smoke?
A lot. I've smoked
3.
a lot. No. I mean boxes upon boxes.
The big ones.
I've smoked Diadamas, Distinguidos. I've only smoked about 7 or 8 Salomons because they're a bit pricey. But
Exactly.
I've smoked a lot of Distinguidos.
7, 8 and all they're perfect.
Yeah, every one of them.
Aged.
Some of them were aged, some of them weren't.
You've been lucky then.
3 of them were aged. The other ones were.
Maybe
But
someone been
I've
actually working.
I've
in
smoked
Cuba.
like boxes of Distinguidos, boxes of the Diadamas, literal boxes. Love them. Love Coabas. Absolutely love them. But I'm not smoking a Coaba today. What I'm smoking today is a very regular
We're still
cigar.
skint. We're smoking cheap cigars.
We're smoking cheap cigars today. This wasn't cheap, man. I had to buy it in the UK. Got ripped off with this one. Local retailer in Leeds. Oh, Alex knows which one I'm talking about.
I know as well.
You know as well. But yeah, this one.
I thought we don't have a retailer here.
Yeah, I mean,
Is it more like
I
a
kind of, I was in
pamphlet
Leeds.
shop?
No, I was in Leeds, right? And I didn't bring any cigars because I don't know. I just kind of like didn't think
You're not
of.
a real cigar smoker if you don't bring cigars.
I was
with you,
doing a
just-
shoot. I know. Rookie mistake. We were doing a shoot, and I wanted to enjoy a cigar after the shoot, obviously, and I forgot my cigar. I didn't forget. Like before I left, I thought I won't need them. I'll come back home and I'll smoke it. But then when I was in Leeds, I was like, oh, the vibe is good. The sun is shining. I want to go to like a nice place to smoke a cigar. So I didn't have any, so I had to buy one. And you know, it's like £30 for a P2, man.
Now you know why I have a humidor in my car. I have humidor in my wife's car. So I never go out without cigars. So yeah.
But bought this, and then I was walking around Leeds looking for a place to smoke, and it's just packed out
And what?
everywhere.
You're outside, smoke.
Everywhere. No, man. I wanted to sit somewhere comfortable, man. Sit in my chair. Want to like, you know, get some
What's wrong
service.
with Leeds benches?
Hell no, man. Shut up. I want to sit on a bench.
I'm usually getting attention when I'm sitting in the bench smoking
Yeah, that's
my
why I
big
don't
cigar.
want to smoke there. So even when Alex and I, when we were hanging out over the weekend, we met up with one of our friends, one of our mutual friends, and even then, you know, Alex was like, "Let's just sit on the grass, innit, bro?" And I was like, "No, man." That's literally how Alex talks, by the way.
I knew you were gonna bring the bro part in the conversation. Literally, guys, since I arrived, he always he tell me like 10 times, "Come on, bro.
It's just
The
such...
strudel is ready, bro."
bro, let's do it, innit? It's like such a horrible way to talk.
Yeah, we're gonna lose the audience if
We're
we
gonna
carry
lose
on
the
with
audience if we
the
carry on like that.
nonsense talking.
So yeah, that's my little story about the P2. You know, this was not a cheap cigar, unfortunately. I paid over the odds for this one, and I get the feeling it's not going to taste that nice because it wasn't stored very well. So yeah, worst of worst worlds. Does that make sense? No?
Worst of both worlds.
Worst of both worlds. There we go. Worst of worst worlds? The hell am I on about? So Ray, let's get into it. I'm going to ask you a
Come
stupid
on.
question.
Go on.
You ready for the stupid question?
You never ask, smart questions, so I'm ready.
Oh, is that how it is? Is that how it is?
Oh, I need the sound effect for
Shots fired, huh?
That's my last show, guys.
You're fired. So shots have been fired, huh? Is that what it is? Okay. Okay. So here's my stupid question. What's your favorite region for tobacco? Because you're gonna get that. You're
Favorite
gonna
region
get
for
that in
tobacco.
in the comments.
I know. I will tell you which is my least favorite one.
Go on.
Indonesia and probably Cameroon.
Indonesian tobacco.
It's not my taste.
It's alright.
Yeah, it's almost even that cigar have Indonesian tobacco. You know, a lot of people using Indonesian tobacco. It's a very distinctive, specific type of tobacco which grown there, and yeah, it's very popular. But my favorite one, if I need to pick them by countries, I like strong dark cigars, which used to tend either Connecticut Broadleaf, either Mexican San Andreas, Negro San Andreas, either Brazilian Mata Fina. But apart of wrappers, that tobacco are not that good as if they've been used as a filler. So yeah, binders probably, yeah, but fillers. So in my opinion,
binders aren't used towards blend a lot of the blend, are they?
before I go carry on and maybe explain a little bit more about the different regions, what the tobacco is grown there, what do you think, in your opinion, is the most important part of the cigar?
The most important part.
Yeah.
See, there's a lot of
the wrapper, the binder, or the filler.
all three, man. You can't have one.
Yeah, the complete blend need 3 of them.
Yeah.
But which one is the most complicated one? And you know, you can. Really
Okay,
see.
so these are not my thoughts because personally I don't know myself. This is just information that I've picked up from other cigar smokers. So this is not me talking. This is just what I understand. A lot of people, some people say that the wrapper leaf is the most complex one and the one that has the majority of the flavor. And this is something that I've kind of picked up based on some of the things that you've said as well. So the wrapper leaf is one of the most, or probably the most important if we're talking about the overall blend. Not talking about the structure, but overall blend, the wrapper leaf. And then after that, you have the filler, because the filler is used to kind of like you space out which section or which part of, you know, the cigar you want wherever leaves. So you might have a full leaf, you'll break it in 2, put one section up there, one section down here, and so on and so forth. And that's how you build the blend. And then the binder kind of has the least impact on the overall flavor, but the binder can have an impact depending on what you use and so on and so forth. And also some people can use it as a way to kind of have some impact on the blend, but it's not necessarily something that will have an impact on the blend.
All 3 of them have an impact on the blend. Let's say that way.
Okay, good.
But the most important one, and it's my opinion, I believe, not only mine, is the filler. The filler, because the wrapper, yes, give you taste. You can have the most amazing wrapper filled with dog rocket, food, filler. You know, even, you know, the filler is usually 5-6 leaves. Half of the leaf in, let's say if you want to make one cigar stronger, you just put the half of a ligero leaf more there. Cigar will be same taste almost, but it will be very strong.
Do you know why I don't agree?
Same if you remove some of the so the filler is most complicated part for me.
Yeah, and this is the thing. This is also why I have disagreed in my own head, because I don't know myself. So I've tried not to develop my own opinions on this particular subject. But in my own head, the way that I kind of like just, you know, logically think about things, I think, well, if the wrapper has the most impact on the overall blend, you wouldn't have different distinct sections. You wouldn't have the first third flavor, you wouldn't have the middle third flavor, and you wouldn't have the final third. Because how would you? It's one leaf, right? The wrapper's just one single individual leaf. It's not going to suddenly change. But if you have different transitions can only occur because of the blend internally. So this idea that the wrapper leaf is going to have the most impact on flavor sounds like some bullshit.
It's impact on flavor, but not on. It's not. I would say it's a difference. You know, it's
what do you
probably
mean? So flavor.
it's impact on the flavor. Yes,
flavor
because,
versus blend. Let's talk about that.
It's impact the flavor, but it's not the most important part in the most complicated one. Because the filler, it's a few leaves. You need to mix few leaves in there. Even half a leaf ligero make a difference.
Huge difference.
So, yeah, and even if you pick one of the leaves to be under fermented, what will be? Bitter.
Yeah.
Bitter as hell.
Yeah.
And that
Like
will
this one
ruin the
here.
perfect wrapper. Even if you have the most beautiful Cameroon oily wrapper or dark Maduro San Andreas, and inside one leaf is bitter, you ruin the cigar. You ruin the experience.
Yeah.
So you not have a good blend, a good cigar, because even the wrapper, if it's amazing. That's why I think the filler is one of the most important parts. It's very underestimated. Everyone say, yeah, of course, the wrapper, that's the most expensive leaf from the blend and most, you know, hard to produce and, you know, keep in the right order. But the filler...
but the majority of the wrapper is about aesthetics as opposed to flavor.
Well, not only. You can't have just aesthetic stuff and not flavor.
Would you need to lift it up? How are we looking? Is that better?
Yeah. I was trying not to draw attention to it.
Just do it, man. People know that, you know, we're here. People obviously know there's cameras, you know. How else they gonna see us? Alex was like trying to be all inconspicuous, like, yeah, let me sneak in and move the camera. Nah, man, just do it.
Because I'm a professional.
Oh, is that what it is?
Okay. Different regions.
Different regions. So, your favorite region.
There's a many regions producing
What's
tobacco.
your favorite region?
My favorite... I can't pick only one region.
We know that Andre's least favourite region is Chinese.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about the Chinese region.
Do they make tobacco?
They're the biggest producer of tobacco in the world.
Yeah, but that's like cigarette tobacco.
Yeah, white tobacco. But they produce black tobacco as well.
They produce cigars?
Yeah, Great Wall. It's a Chinese brand. I think 10 years already on the market.
Good?
I haven't smoked them. No, nobody said they're good. I don't know. I can't say. Maybe they're amazing, but I haven't.
Maybe
find
they're
any of them.
amazing, but everyone said they suck.
Well, I don't trust everyone. You know, there's plenty of reviews which we don't really understand and trust them. So there's many countries producing tobacco: Italy, France, Balkans, Germany even produce tobacco. Poland produce tobacco. China, all Asian countries. I've been in Sri Lanka. I smoke Sri Lankan Puro. So India, Pakistan, I think produce tobacco as well. For
But
all
we're talking cigars,
cigars, yeah.
not cigarette tobacco. Because
Burma.
India produces like a lot of crap tobacco for its cigarettes.
But they will produce Sri Lanka produce cigars, proper cigars. I've been in Sri Lanka, buy the local stuff.
You know that company?
They're not bad.
You know the company M Bombay? Is that
Yeah.
Indian tobacco?
No.
Okay.
And Bombay, it's weird because that's a great example which I can give to you.
It's an Indian company
No.
or
nothing-
Indian owned company.
Forget about India. Nothing,
Okay, go on.
Nothing India. I don't know why the name is in Bombay.
No, the owner is Indian, right?
I don't think he's Indian.
No?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Andre might help here, who's the owner. I can't remember who's the owner there. But that's basically company which produce cigars in Costa Rica. All the tobacco coming from Ecuador.
Why don't they move to Ecuador?
They have the factory in Costa Rica. But they can't produce that good tobacco in Costa Rica. They bought it from Ecuador.
Just move to thing in it.
Maybe they have they buy small factory in Ecuador and they just move the tobacco to Costa Rica. It's Costa Rican made company and stuff, and they produce tobacco from. They use tobacco from Ecuador. Not all the blends.
Not
I'm
all-
talking for M Cuba. That's one of their main blends. You know, M Cuba. It's a white, very nice Connecticut style cigar, which is very silky, and the tobacco is all Ecuadorian.
Do you know what? I love their branding.
Yeah.
I like their branding.
Copy Davidoff on 90%.
No, they haven't,
Yeah.
man. Their pictures are
Yeah.
so good.
No, they copy Davidoff.
No, man.
Yeah.
I
One of
don't-
those companies which is
Okay,
makes
so-
slight difference to be not pursued by the law.
Maybe they've changed. Maybe they did that in the beginning, but the pictures that I'm seeing now, the branding that I'm seeing now, it doesn't look anything like Davidoff.
Okay.
I do like their branding. I have to say, their recent branding. It's quite.
Well,
it's-
I buy MQB and Bombay 2 years ago.
Did you?
Mel Shah, sorry, is the owner of M Bombay.
Maybe it's Indian guy then. I don't know. Shah is an Indian surname.
It's like that region.
Asian,
Yeah.
let's say that Asian region. So
It's a brown name.
Also, Penelope Arthur is loving your energy today, Ray.
Don't love his
Thank
energy.
you.
Don't love his energy. He's been freaking mean as hell to me today, right? He's given me at least 2 middle fingers. I've done nothing bad to the guy.
So
So
a lot
mean.
of countries producing tobacco.
Go on. Oh yeah, just under the freaking camera, right?
We can't say bad stuff on camera. Right?
I can.
I
Fuck you, man. There's our first F word.
Yeah, but the camera wasn't on you.
It's not the ISO, so we haven't cut switch.
Yeah, tobacco everywhere. Almost every country producing tobacco. Even in Africa, there's a
I
few
know Africa
African
produce-
brands.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
only Cameroon, you know, the well-known Cameroon.
Hmm.
There's a few other countries producing tobacco.
Yeah.
So it's basically tobacco can be produced, the proper tobacco between the what was the geography lines, you know, the
If it's near the equator, you're fine.
up to the both tropics, you know,
Yeah.
both lines.
You don't
So-
want to be bang on the equator, but
Yeah, you
kind
can
of like
everywhere in that region you can have a decent tobacco, you know, many countries.
Mm.
But I would like to say to explain more about the probably 6, 7, 10 of the most popular ones, where basically I would say probably 90% of the premium tobacco and being used for cigars, and it's coming mostly from that regions. And yeah, I would start probably with the US. US, it's well known for producing tobacco in mostly 3 regions. One of them is the bigger one, the other 2 are smaller.
what's the
So,
3 regions?
Connecticut,
Yep.
Connecticut Valley, Pennsylvania, and Kentucky. So Pennsylvania and Kentucky, they are very small. They
Yeah.
produce very small production of the same type of tobacco what is produced in Connecticut. So basically, in Connecticut, you have a two majority of the tobacco. You have the Connecticut shade grown and Connecticut sun grown, which is more popular by the name Broadleaf. So the Connecticut shade grown is that nice looking silky brown wrapper, which is very mild. That hint of woodiness, creaminess, you know, it's very nice and very nice to touch even the look on the tobacco. On the other side, the broadleaf, that is very thick, dark, very strong tobacco, which is also bring you woodiness, that kind of earthiness.
It's got like a deep kind of almost bitter fruit type flavor as well.
The Connecticut is not bitter. That's the very distinctive. There's a few other wrappers
Sweet
which you
fruit?
might sweetiness, yes, not so sweet, but you have the sweetness.
I
in
thought
there.
it was like a bitter fruit kind of flavor. Like it's not bitter. I don't mean bitter. I mean like, you know, when you get dried fruit and it's got like that, maybe not bitter, maybe bitter, like a dry mouth type fruit type flavor. Am I getting it right? Am I way off there?
Well, the
I feel like I'm explaining
the
that wrong.
Connecticut is I always receive the Connecticut with the thickness, strongness, no spiciness, no bitterness, slight hint of sweetness, but that's it. Which is, you know, probably complement in some way the shade grown, because basically they're the same tobacco, just grown in a different way, in the same place. So you have the same minerals, the same soil, terroir, and etc. But just
it's got more
different.
light, so you can kind of like But when it's going in the shade, it's gonna have less
There's
direct light.
direct light, yes,
Yeah.
and that's why it's so silky, so not so brown, you know, not so dark, not so thick. It's very, very nice to touch. The Connecticut is probably one of the more Connecticut shade grown. It's one of the most nice to look and touch and you know, see that basically express the tobacco. In that way.
We forgot to ask what Alex is smoking. Alex, what are you smoking?
It's Portugas Serie D number 5.
Number 5. What do you think?
It's good. Had one before.
That one or the D4?
Before.
You prefer the D4? Oh, fair enough.
I don't know actually.
D4 is the bigger one.
Yeah. I have to try some more.
Buy them. As my friend would say, buy another one, you're rich. Can't say that. So go on.
Said worse.
So Ray,
then
if
we
let's start off by talking about the three major producers in the world, which is Dominican, Nicaraguan, Cuban. I know you don't want to talk too much about Cuba.
I don't think we can describe them as a major, because I don't have the right information how many tobacco is produced in every of those countries.
Let's classify them as the most popular.
Again, all that countries I think to talk about, they're all important in their own way.
Okay, so let's talk
None
about
of them is the most important. None of them is the biggest one. None of them is the best one.
But let's talk about those three individually first. So let's start off with Dominican.
Why? I was planning to leave them for last.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, my apologies then.
Yeah, I was planning to leave the Nicaragua, DR, and Cuba last.
Okay, well, I'm going to
because
stay out of your way
everyone know
then.
them. Let's keep the.
I'm going to stay out of your way then. Let's talk about it. Okay.
Next one, Brazil. Very favorite for me.
Yeah, I like that. I like
Brazil.
Yeah.
It's
sweet.
Sweet in some point, yes. So Brazil usually have dark tobacco. It's very dark. Them three main type of tobacco. You've got Arapiaca, Mata Fina, and Cubra. Cubra is the least popular one. But all that type of tobacco grown there usually is very thick, very good on a combustion. That's one of the best wrappers in combustion way. So burn perfect almost all the time. Always keeping the other blend. Right. If you know how to blend, if the good blender using Brazil, and I reckon the Brazilian tobacco will start getting more and more popular in nowadays. You know, the Drew Estate have an amazing cigar with the Brazilian tobacco.
Yeah, which one?
Yeah, Herrera Esteli Brazil. One of my favorite Drew Estate cigars. Herrera Esteli Brazil with the blue band.
Which one don't you like, Drew Estate or AJ Fernandez?
I'm not a big fan of the AJ Fernandez, his own cigars. I like what he do for the other people, but not all of his blends.
I think it's a great.
It's my opinion, you know. So the Brazilian tobacco, as a taste-wise, I would like to say it's black tea stuff. You know, imagine you chewing a black tea, that mustiness, that even nicotine stuff, if you want to mention it. Nuts. I always describe if there's a nuttiness in the tobacco and it's dark tobacco, that is Brazilian Mata Fina, usually. Nuts, and you can have some tanginess in some point and sweetness in the other point as well, in the other side. So you have also slightly bitterness. That is a very weird tobacco. You can smoke the Brazilian cigar, not Brazilian cigar made with the Brazilian wrapper.
Yeah.
And you can see in the same moment bitterness and sweetness, which is not.
But you get like that bitterness on the back, don't you?
Yeah, but you have it. On the Brazilian tobacco, you have that. It's always, when I smoke, and sometimes you're smoking and you feel the aroma of Brazilian nuts. You know, the Brazilian nuts. That is probably the perfect way to describe the Brazilian tobacco. Brazilian nuts.
It is.
They have that.
They've got that vibe, haven't they?
So yeah, the Brazilian nuts, they're not bitter, but they have that, not bitter on the end, but that, it's not like the other nuts.
It's not. It's like a chewy kind of.
Yes. Mustiness, chewiness.
Yeah, it's not
thing.
like it feels bitter, but it's not bitter.
Yeah, and it's not sweet in the same time.
No.
You have the feeling.
You have
that's sweet.
It starts off sweet, but it's the aftertaste which is a bit different.
Yeah.
Can I have that lighter, please? This lighter sucks, man.
Before I give you that, or while I give you that, you have a thank. Someone has thanked you.
Someone's thanked me. Why?
Zahar, I'm sorry.
Oh, Zahar, how you doing, man?
Zahar?
Yeah. Zahar.
Yeah, he wants to thank you for your advice.
Well, don't thank me for advice, man.
He's smoking a Siglo 5 now, and it's outstanding.
Ooh, he's smoking a way better cigar than me right now.
Good choice. Not many people choose Siglo 5.
That's my favorite Siglo.
I still prefer 6.
Siglo
but
5.
5 is a great.
5 is amazing.
And it's not popular. That's why I make it not so
I
desirable,
love the
and
5.
that's why it's more available in many places
They're
than
hard
some
to
of the
get,
others,
man.
4 and 6.
They're hard to get, though. They're still hard to get.
Okay, Brazil, you get it what you're expecting from the Brazilian tobacco base. Moving now to other continent, Cameroon. It's I reckon every cigar smoker, which when you mention Cameroon cigar wrapper, you always think about Fuente, Opus, or some of the Fuentes.
I think of that as well.
Yes, that's because the Merapfel family, the family which usually grow the Cameroon for the last 40, 50 years, they make the Cameroon wrap cigars. It's well known for their partnership with the Fuente and JC Newman and that companies. But what is the Cameroon wrapper? What's the Cameroon leaf? It's basically Sumatra seed, Indonesian Sumatra seed, grown in Cameroon, which make it very fragile. That's one of the biggest
physically
problems. Physically fragile and very, very non-resistant to diseases. So it's basically every disease can ruin them. That's why it's the most expensive wrapper. That's why it's the most hard to find it, and it's the most counterfeit wrapper. Maybe you didn't know that, but countries claim that countries or people claim that they sell in the real Cameroon wrapper, but they're actually not. When you're not that experienced, you don't find a difference, you know. You won't find a difference if it's a Cameroon or not in the raw leaves. I won't find it as well. So that's why Merapfel family implement the stump, something like the Cuban cigars, you know, the stump and everything. They have that in the leaves.
Or Fuente? The producer.
Yeah, Merapfel.
Yeah.
So the Cameroon wrap is usually sweet, that sweetness. You can see a lot of cigars with the Cameroon wrap have that toothiness. What is called, you know, the small bumps and stuff on the wrapper, because it's very, very oily wrapper. That's probably the most oily wrapper from all of them.
I like that toothiness. You know?
Yeah, and other problem on the Cameroon, it's the leaves are so small. The leaves are significantly smaller than, for example, Dominican leaves.
Could you layer them? Could you layer wrappers up?
Yeah, they use mostly for wrappers, of course.
So could you if you make a bigger ring gauge, could you use 2 wrapper leaves on one cigar? Or 3 wrapper
potentially leaves? I don't think they use that. I don't think they use more than 1 leaf. It's not even full leaf, you know, they cut the leaf on the half, they use the longest part. But it's a problem to make 9-inch cigar with the big ring gauge.
We don't need a 9-inch cigar, man.
I like 9-inch cigars, man. It's one of my favorite Vitor.
Yeah, you do.
9 by 90.
No, not by 90, man.
Ray prefers baseball bats.
So, moving forward, where are we going? Indonesia.
No, I want to talk more about Cameroon.
Mm-hmm.
Cameroon, Opus cigars, right? That's what most people think.
One of the Opuses. I'm not sure which one. I know the Fuente. Some of the Fuente lines are
a lot of the Fuentes use Cameroon, right? And this is some of them. Okay, some of them.
No,
I could be wrong.
Some of them.
I could be wrong. No, not all of them. I thought it was a lot of them. I could be wrong though. I might be just because of the cigars that I smoked. But Fuente, that wrapper, I never knew it was delicate. It just felt like a normal wrapper. It just felt a bit like it's got a good texture to it though. I mean, this one doesn't, but
Yeah, because it's oily.
It has a really nice texture to it. I love that.
Yes.
I mean, Fuente cigars, they're not in my kind of like palate. It doesn't appeal to me that much.
Which Fuente? The Cameroon wrapped or the other ones?
I think I've only smoked the Cameroon wrap.
That's why I'm also not. That's why in the beginning I say my least favorite tobacco and wrappers are the Cameroon and the Indonesian Sumatra. I don't know. I prefer way other wrappers, all other wrappers instead of those two. But I don't say that they make into the bad cigars or something.
No, I
Some
don't.
of the Fuentes are amazing.
No, Fuente are not bad
if
cigars
I
by
need
any
to choose
means.
for myself to blend cigars, I won't use that two wrappers probably.
No, that's what. Alex wants a lighter. He's gonna interrupt the freaking feed. Look at me stretching like that. No, I think Fuente make fantastic cigars. There's no doubt about that. There's no way that anyone can sit and say Fuente make bad cigars. Like, holy crap, how can you even think that? Their cigars are incredible. I know that they're incredible. It just doesn't appeal to me. Like this one time, my uncle who lives locally, right? He's not a cigar smoker. He's not into cigars that much, but he'll indulge on occasions, and he'll smoke like a bunch of stuff with me. And the first time I was smoking a Fuente with him, he loved it. He absolutely loved it. He was like, "This is the best cigar I've smoked." But for me, it was just like, "Nah, it's okay. I'm not feeling it." So I know they're great cigars. It just doesn't appeal to me.
Other interesting fact in the Cameroon, it's also a country which 90 probably all of the tobacco produced in there is a sun grown, but basically it's a constant shade there, like Ecuador, a lot of clouds, and the tobacco is usually shade grown, but in natural way. I
see. So they're outside in the open, but shade grown because it's just cloud cover, just diffuse light.
Yeah, because the weather in there is always cloudy all the time. It's hot but cloudy, like Ecuador. That's the
but that's actually quite good because direct sunlight can burn leaves. Yeah. Direct sunlight can really cause problems.
That's why I make it unique in some way as well.
Yeah.
So you've got the sun grown, basically shade.
But if it's under cloud cover, what tends to happen is you still get about 80 to 90% of about 80% of light still comes through, but it's diffused, and because it's diffused, it doesn't have that harshness on the leaf. This is why when you grow some plants, a lot of plants, they can't handle direct sunlight. And if you put them in direct sunlight, they'll kind of like, they may not necessarily burn, but it does damage the internal structure of it. So yeah, direct sunlight can be a tricky one to have.
If you don't know how to cope with it.
Yeah.
You end it with wrappers like Connecticut, which we mentioned earlier, the Broadleaf, which is dark. That is Connecticut Broadleaf. Look at it. So that is Connecticut Broadleaf compared to the Cuban. Look at the difference. How dark is that one?
Yeah, but Cubans are generally light though, aren't they?
Well, we don't have other... I have another New World cigar, which is...
I've got another New World here.
Yeah, even compared to that. Well, that is dark. I'm not sure what is that wrapper. I believe it's probably Habano wrapped. Habano grown in Nicaragua, so it's dark as well.
Yeah.
Okay, we carry on to next one. Indonesia.
Don Carlos uses Cameroon.
Yeah, Don Carlos is the one which is most popular, I think, with the Cameroon. Indonesia. Indonesian Sumatra. One of the oldest one.
Yeah.
Basically, from the Indonesian seed, almost half of the countries in the world get the tobacco.
Yeah.
So they grow original Indonesian seed. But years ago, Indonesian seed was very close to be distinct because, they don't have the right stuff to grow it. They don't have the, Indonesia is not a country which care that much about the tobacco. They have their producers and stuff, but that's why some of the South American guys and the Caribbean basin they start to mix and make hybrids with the Indonesian, Sumatra, and the Connecticut.
Yeah.
Because the Connecticut is very resistant. So basically, not much of a stuff can kill the Connecticut.
So you take the Connecticut benefits and you add it onto the Indonesian, and then you can have something which is not, hopefully doesn't go extinct because it's more resistant. Yeah, that's one of the best ways.
Yeah, because the Indonesian, as you remember, the Cameroon we talked a few minutes ago, it's basically Indonesian seed. So it's not really good versus disease and molds and insects and stuff. And that's why that's the pretty much almost the same type of leaf, but in Indonesia you don't have that clouds. So you need to grow it in a different way. In the wrapper, because of the cross breed with the other tobaccos, you have either very sweet, either very tangy, zesty, or very neutral. That's why I'm not big fan of the Indonesia. Sometimes that's Indonesian binder, and I can tell you it kill a lot of the cigar. So you have the Connecticut wrapper and Indonesian binder. The binder
isn't that something that they use to kind of like... Let's say you've got a cigar which has a very, very strong ligeros or something like that. You can use like the Indonesian to kind of like just balance it out a bit.
Yes, you can use it to balance, but a lot of people use Indonesian binder just to calm down the blend.
That's what I mean.
Calm it down.
Just calm it down.
Yes, that's what's happened with this cigar. So if that was almost any other binder, that would be hell of a strong cigar. But it's not, because the binder probably put it down, and they reduced probably some of the ligeros inside, and it's now you have a tasty, not bad cigar, and then
interesting.
Yeah, so the Indonesian tobacco, it's very fragile, let's say that way, fragile as well. It tends to be neutral or sweet or tangy, depend how it's grown, depend where it's grown, and yeah, that is the Indonesian tobacco. I don't know if you want to...
So Cameroon and Indonesian, those are the two that you're not feeling too much.
Not my type of
stuff. It seems like we're kind of in agreement there. Again, I'm not saying that they're bad by any means, because they're obviously used by big producers and, popular manufacturers and so on. But it just doesn't appeal to me.
That's why in the beginning I said there is no tobacco which everyone use. There's no tobacco which nobody use. So everyone find his way into different... And we mentioned just the main tobaccos. But imagine... that is a different sorts. Even every field bring different tobacco. Even if it's the same blend, same variety of tobacco, different field will be different results. The rain is different, the sun is different, the snow is different. Yeah, let's move to another.
Before you do that, how's your cigar?
It's not bad. I didn't expect to be something mind-blowing.
Could you name your cigar again?
Yeah, it's a punch. It's a Honduran-made punch, rare Corojo. Limited edition. I believe it's been produced 2014, 2015 or 16, something like that. It's nice, slow burn, almost perfect burn line. No need to relight it. Now start a little bit flaking the ash, but this one no tar, not dark leaf, so I reckon it's not much of a ligero in there. Connecticut broadleaf wrapper, Ecuadorian Sumatra binder, mixed stuff in the.
How are you feeling now in terms of like flavor? Enjoyment. Mini review. Very mini review.
I have earthiness. I have that slight sweetness. No pepper, no spice. There was a spiciness in the beginning, I reckon, because of the Vitola. Yeah. Start with the tiny head and tiny foot and move forward into the biggest part. Slight spiciness in the beginning. Now it's not spicy. Mild to full, I would say. It's not the mildest cigar ever. As I say, sweetness, woodiness, slightly creaminess I can feel. Yeah, that is basically into the cigar.
My cigar, unfortunately, so I'm not going to say any names or whatever, but the place that I normally buy, the place that I bought this cigar from, Alex knows as well, they're not stored in the best way. Like, they're stored pretty poorly. And you can tell, like, this is just burning pretty poorly. I'm constantly, like, if you're watching me, like, does it look like I keep fiddling with the cigar? Yeah, I'm just fiddling with this cigar a lot because I've had to cut it 3 times just to try and get, it's an open draw, but it's just not catching. And like, oh, that burn is horrible.
Their humidor's next to the door.
Yeah, basically. Humidor's next to the door. I don't think any of the actual, what's it called? Griol. Gygrometer? No.
Hydrometer.
No.
What is it?
It's not hydrometer, is it?
Oh, hydrometer to measure.
Yeah,
the...
it is it is hydrometer. What am I thinking? Yeah, sorry.
You need the biscuits. You need the crackers.
Do you know what? I do need some sugar right now.
You know, it's so when you're hungry.
I do need some of that chocolate, man. Give me some of that 100%.
Snickers.
Oh. Someone watching knows I need some Snickers right now. Hygrometer. That's it. Hygrometer. So the hygrometers don't even work, right? None of them work.
You know, it's not the worst things in the world. If you're in England, the weather in England is very friendly for cigars.
You'd think so, right? But for some reason, every cigar from that place, Davidoff's as well, burn poorly.
No, one say you need to store your cigars out of the humidor, but I say it's the weather UK is very friendly for cigars.
I agree.
Because it's humid, it's not that hot, it's not this crazy cold, and yeah, it's.
I agree, but for even Davidoff cigars don't burn well from that place. And if that tells you everything, right? If a Davidoff cigar's not burning,
both from there.
I wouldn't recommend it. But sometimes, you know, beggars can't be choosers, right? Because I was in Leeds and I needed a cigar, and.
Yeah, we need to find a sponsor to open shop in Leeds. Let's open a store in Leeds.
Yeah, Monte Fortuna, open up a store here, man. What's going on?
Tell them what that is and tell me if you like it.
Okay, what is this? Right, this is this, are we plugging this?
No, just tell them what it is.
It's called Monte...
Grab the actual box. I want some as well.
Shut up, man. I'm taking his chocolate.
While he's doing that, Ray, question from Zahir. Are you a metalhead?
Am I a metalhead?
Do you listen to metal music?
Because of the rings you wear.
Well, like my early teenage years, I was being so into the heavy punk rock music, never into the deep metal like thrash, dark, black and stuff. Metal, I like hard rock, but not metal. Punk rock, yes. Then I moved to the house techno and that kind of scene. And now I'm listening basically almost everything, even new metal and Slipknot kind of stuff, Marilyn Manson, that stuff.
You know what's messed up though, right? You're sat in Ray's car, and Ray's like, "Oh, do you want some music which is relaxing?" And he puts on heavy metal, and he's there like this, just enjoy. And I don't even have any hair, but if I did, like, it'd just be like, just like, what the hell? This guy, oh. I love you, Ray, but I can't listen to your music.
So yeah,
chocolate.
What is that, and how does it?
Ray, do you want to try some of this?
Is it 100%?
It's 100%.
I'm not massive fan because it's not eatable.
This is quite nice.
So this is Montezuma. Yeah,
What is Montezuma?
I don't know.
Montezuma
is ancient Aztec.
Let me show the
think.
freaking box, man. Can they see? Is that in focus? Okay, so this is the Montezuma cigar box, chocolate box. Cigars on my head, man.
Now what we advertising the Montezuma?
No, we're not advertising this. You know, I don't know if it's good or not. It might suck, and if it sucks, then I don't care. But this is the chocolate that I'm having. Alex brought it, and Alex is like, "Yeah, it's good in it. It's good in it."
You know,
exactly how he said it.
As a guy which has been very into the history, Montezuma is an ancient Aztec emperor.
Yeah? Oh yeah, it sounds familiar. Oh, this is okay. No, mate. It's like cardboard.
No, it's not eatable.
What do you give me, man?
Man, that's not for human. My dog will eat that.
Why did I put that in my mouth? The whole thing as well.
I did tell you.
I don't understand the people eating 90 or 100%
cocoa
chocolate.
Now smoke the cigar.
I want to.
Man, you're not human.
My cigar gone out.
You need to see the face of the Alex. You know, the delight of the Alex eating chocolate.
This is horrible, man. It tastes burnt.
I like it.
It's not good.
Oh,
Anyway.
It's like burnt cardboard.
Indonesia.
We've been in Indonesia.
No, wait. Let me try. Wait. Let me. Oh.
Drink
What'd
a
you
compote
give me,
now.
man?
Yeah, drink a compote now.
Oh, that's better sweetness. Okay, let's try this. Let me try this because Alex said, try the cigar now.
It's a good pairing, the chocolate, but not 100% chocolate. It's, I would say between 70 and 85. That's the best chocolate for cigars.
Okay, no, that tastes a lot better.
Yeah. Because the cigar tastes nice.
Okay. Yeah, the cigar tastes, because this tastes so bad. It tastes so bad that even a poorly stored cigar tastes good.
I like it, but hang on.
Oh, this is horrible.
Hey, where are we going next?
Ecuador.
Oh, sorry, I need a break. Oh.
They grow.
This is horrible. What have you done to me, man? Like you guys, you know what? He took like a little bite. Ray took like a little nibble. Me, like a dumbass, took a big freaking chunk, shoved it in my mouth, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll have some chocolate." My whole mouth tastes like that was horrible.
Let's go for Ecuador. I'm gonna talk until you refresh.
Okay,
yourself.
I'll recover. You talk about Ecuador, man.
Ecuador, the most I
hate you, Alex.
famous, or not famous, but the most of the tobacco grown there is a Cuban, Piloto Cubano, Connecticut, and Sumatra. So all that three types of tobacco are grown mostly in Ecuador. But as we mentioned before, Ecuador have the priority to have a shade almost all of the time, despite the fact that it's on the sun. So they have the natural cloudiness as well. And the soil is slight difference because they have a lot of volcanoes in there.
Like Nicaragua?
As well, Ecuador as well. And what's the
Ecuador
difference?
Ecuador's very... I don't find it too strong though. It's not.
The Ecuadorian tobacco, it's less strong. So you have Piloto Cubano, Connecticut and Sumatra, which is way less stronger than the originals, but it's way more spicy.
It is spicy, but
So
I like
you
spicy.
have less power, less strength, more spiciness on the same tobacco. So if you have Connecticut broadleaf grown, not broadleaf, let's say shade, because it's in Ecuador, you grown shade basically. Connecticut shade grown in US, which will be what we say sweet, creamy, silky. Same leaf grown in Ecuador will be almost nothing as a power, but very spicy.
Yeah.
So if you want to bring spiciness, buy tobacco from Ecuador.
It is spicy, and I really like spicy. I like spicy cigars. I do like spicy cigars. That's one of the things that I kind of occasionally miss with Cubans. Not a lot of Cubans are spicy. Some Monte Cristos are spicy, but not to the extent of like a good spicy cigar from New World. Like, I do like that. Well, why is I mean, they're both volcanic ash grown soil, right? So the soil is, so there's loads of nutrients in that soil.
You have
But Nicaraguan,
you have different climate. Weather
True.
is different. You have the sun in Nicaragua. You have the minerals are different. Every volcano have different minerals.
yeah,
So even if it's next to each other, the volcano can bring you complete different soil, terroir, and how often the volcano erupt, how often it been erupt in the past, and rain. Of course, the rain have massive impact on the tobacco as well. So you have diseases.
Yeah.
Some countries have more diseases like blue mold and etc. etc. Some of them don't have that much because of the humidity and the temperature and everything.
So what's the
It's
temperature
different
and humidity
factors.
like in Ecuador, which is...
I don't know.
You don't know?
I haven't been in Ecuador, but you can check in Google. I reckon it's not going to be much different than Nicaragua, but Ecuador is way higher into the land. The Ecuador is one of the highest, countries in the world. So they don't have much of a, they're not on the sea level and stuff like that. So
they get the most rain, or some of the most rain.
They might have most rain. I don't know if they're the most rainy country in the region, but they might have more rain than Nicaragua, probably.
Okay.
But all that countries have a rain season. So they have season which is rainy and moldy and stuff.
No.
They have the dry season as well. Yeah, it's a different country, very popular. I would say the last 10 years become very, very popular.
Name some really popular cigars from Ecuador.
Cigars from Ecuador?
Or cigars that are prominently Ecuadorian or, known for
I mentioned you
Ecuadorian.
before that, MQB.
I know, but I want you to mention,
Bombay.
not to me.
Yeah, Bombay. It's a Costa Rican made cigar, but use 100% Ecuador. All the components are grown in Ecuador. Binder, filler, wrapper, everything grown in Ecuador. So that's a great example. A lot of people using Ecuadorian Habano, which is a Piloto Cubano, Ecuadorian Habano grown wrapper.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's dark. If it's been fermented, it will become darker and darker. It's I like Ecuadorian cigar, Ecuadorian tobacco. Tatuaje use a lot of Ecuadorian. Dom Pepin, the guy.
Tatuaje is a bit too spicy for me, man.
Not all. Nicaraguan is brighter than what you're smoking at the moment.
Is what?
Brighter than what you're smoking at the moment. No spice at all. Nicaraguan. That's Tatuaje.
Okay, interesting. So Tatuaje is very prominent in Ecuadorian.
They're one of the companies which using a lot of Ecuadorian tobacco. But everyone, I don't think there's a country which don't use the Ecuadorian tobacco. Fuente use Ecuador as well. So every brand use Ecuadorian tobacco. They need to use it. It's one of the best wrappers out there. Now we're moving north. We're going to Mexico.
Yes.
Probably my favorite wrapper with the Connecticut Broadleaf.
I do like Mexico.
Mexican San Andreas. Or how it's called in South America, Negro San Andreas.
Yeah.
That's what the people in South America call to the wrapper. Because San Andreas is a valley in Mexico, when probably 95% of the tobacco in Mexico is grown only in that valley by the Alejandro Turan family.
Yeah.
They grow it. What is the Negro San Andreas? That is basically Sumatra seed cigar wrapper, leaf, tobacco. Bring in Mexico, but it's completely different than the Sumatra one, than the Indonesian one.
Yeah, of course.
It's very black, dark, thick. It's
almost like
that is the most tastiest wrapper I would describe. Which is basically like cocoa, chocolate.
Yes. It's so nice.
But the best way to describe the San Andreas wrapper is if you buy nice 60% chocolate with chili peppers inside.
None of this freaking 100% stuff.
No. Chocolate with peppers, because it's very peppery.
Or what Andrea
have
said.
The peppers into the San Andreas.
Or what Andrea said, he's got some 99% Lindt chocolate.
Same shit.
No, he didn't like that either.
Yeah, he said it tastes like dirt. Oh.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Listen, the extra percent makes it worse.
That's better than the 99% Lindt.
This is better than 99% Lindt.
Oh yes.
This is horrible. I've got some 70%.
It's not something you eat every day. But
it's not something you eat ever.
Eat a whole bar of.
It's not something you eat ever. There's half a bar missing, meaning you ate half a bar of it. Holy crap! That's gonna send you to the toilet, man. Sorry, guys. I can't get over how horrible that is, man.
Stop talking about that chocolate, man.
It's ruined my whole mouth.
Stop. I don't want to talk more about that chocolate.
It ruined you. You're still trying to wash it out, aren't you?
No, it's not ruined. I drink water and I refresh my palate, so it's not. Yeah, but Mexican San Andreas, tasty, chocolatey.
I like
dark,
Casa Turon cigars.
Thick, all that good stuff. If you don't fan of the pepper bomb, sometimes can be very peppery. If it's not, well, some people prefer it peppery, but
I didn't find it too peppery. I thought
it is one of the most peppery ones from all of them.
Okay.
So not as a strength, just as a pure peppery.
But you had like loads of flavors.
Yeah.
So
that chocolate.
So the pepperiness. Yes, there was pepperiness, but it wasn't like a pepper bomb. There was a balance. There was a complexity to it, which was interesting, and it kept me wanting to smoke more. So, although there was some pepperiness to it, that cocoa flavor, like that, the fruity notes, there was like strong. It wasn't like a subtle fruit like a Cuban fruit. It was like a freaking in your face fruity note, which was beautiful. Massive zestiness.
So
as well.
if you like San Andreas, why you haven't smoked? You complain that some cigars are strong, but there's a lot of dark cigars which are not strong. They're mild to full.
No. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying that I don't. So, for example, right now I'm finding this cigar a bit strong.
And you have a good dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
With the apple strudel.
Has to iron. So look, I like like last week when we talked about the LFD Andalusian Bull, and you said that's one of the strongest. That didn't hit me. It didn't hit me in the same way as some other New World cigars. And it was just that a lot of New World cigars, when they talk about medium, a medium New World is not a medium for me. It's a very strong cigar. So as much as I like them, don't get me wrong, I like them, I don't like the effect it has on me. So I love the flavors. It's just I kind of feel like it's, do you know what I mean? It's making me not, it's almost like a punch in the gut, man. It's like too strong, and then I'm just kind of like that the whole evening. It's not a good vibe. Oh, by the way, Alex, do you mind turning the light off?
Too late. Can't reach it.
Literally there, man. There we go.
We move in next one. Honduras, which is tend to be slightly popular in these days. You know, start getting popular as well.
It is getting popular.
Honduras, what they use? They use Piloto Cubano and Connecticut seeds. Usually, the most popular one. They too. But what's the difference in Honduras? Way more strength than both of them.
They're a bit bland.
And they have the a part of the strength. They have that spiciness.
I find it to be a little bland.
There is a reason. I get that one. Why? Because almost no one using Honduras as a wrapper. They use it as a filler and binder. Yeah,
but Honduran cigars, I just tend to find I don't think I've had puro.
We're talking for Honduran fillers and binders, not pure Honduran cigars.
True.
There's a Honduran cigars which are not bland. Maya Silva, Andre is a big fan, I know. Maya Silva make tasty cigars, and most of them are pure Honduran. So Villa Zamorano, I believe, is a Honduran puro, which is maybe a slightly stronger for you. It's a strong cigar, but they usually Honduran cigars are stronger.
Do you know what I like?
They have that spiciness and power. They have the strength of the Connecticut and the Piloto Cubano. They have the strength on them. So that's how the Honduras is usually characterized.
I do find them to be a bit. Yeah, maybe I've just smoked the ones that have. It's just the Honduran filler and wrapper.
What did you smoke Honduran?
I can't remember. I've smoked it. It's like for some reason you think I haven't smoked a lot of New Worlds, but I've smoked a lot. A lot. I've been exploring a lot of them, and that's why I kind of know what to kind of expect from different regions. In some you know, like it's not a perfect understanding of it, but I've got an understanding of where certain kind of flavors I'm going to get. And Honduran, I just found it a bit bland. But it could be, as you said, and you know that makes sense. It could be because the cigars that I've smoked from Honduran regions have been ones with tobacco that have been the filler and the binder, not so much the wrapper or not so much the puro.
Maybe they didn't use some good wrapper on them, on that cigar. So smoke, and that's why you find them bland, because if you use binder and filler from Nicaragua, it will be way different. Yeah. Even stronger, but different.
Yeah.
If you use Honduran, it used to be something, you know, Alec Bradley used a lot of Honduran filler and binder.
Alec Bradley cigars, I smoked some of them. I just thought...
Yeah, they use a lot. They have a big factory down there. But yeah, Eiroa on the other side, Eiroa use a lot of Honduran tobacco as well. It's a Honduran company. And they make that's the ex-Camacho guys.
Are there any like super expensive cigars from like these regions?
Honduras?
Yeah.
Eiroa have some expensive stuff as well.
What are we talking like price-wise?
Price-wise, the Eiroa have the first 20, which is, I believe, in States is around $15.
$15 a cigar in the States?
Yeah.
That's like about 35 here.
Eiroa in UK, I think is in UK as well, and it's a small box press robusto, like 30 pounds probably.
Wow.
So that's very expensive cigar. Davidoff makes cigars in Honduras.
Yes.
So they're expensive. I'm not sure which line is made in the Honduras.
Every Davidoff is expensive.
Probably, no, I think in Honduras they made the Camacho, because the Camacho is originally Honduras cigar owned by Eiroa before they sell it to the Davidoff. So some of the Camachos are Honduras.
They said Davidoff or Oettinger?
Well, Oettinger is the company which owned Davidoff.
Yeah.
But Davidoff is a Davidoff.
Okay.
Can't remember on the first thing what else is a Honduran. Alec Bradley have a rare and
Yeah.
The one's called
the rare and fine. Yeah,
rare and fine.
The one where he's got like handwritten.
40 quid in UK.
Yeah. They're pricey.
So they have Honduran stuff there.
The rare and fine. A lot of people have been talking about the rare and fine actually. Tried some. I didn't think they were that good.
I haven't tried any of them.
I tried 2. I've only tried 2 though, to be fair. So it could be that I just got 2 duds. Possibly. So I've only my
you can
experience
see
is limited.
there's expensive stuff in there as well.
Yeah, my experience on that one is limited. I'm not gonna lie. With the rare and fine one, but I just thought they were a bit didn't do anything for me. They were just a bit bland, and maybe that's the problem. Maybe I've just had like a few. To be fair, I've had a bunch of Hondurans. I can't remember exactly which ones, but that rare and fine one, that kind of rang a bell there. And every time now, and this is unfair. This is like really unfair. But you know when you have like a perception, which is probably wrong, definitely wrong, based on what you're telling me. I just have this perception that if it's Honduran, it's going to be bland, which is not correct.
I found them spiciness.
Okay.
If it's very spicy, usually, and if it's not something
I didn't find it spicy. It
distinctive,
was just bland. It was just. Oh, I'm smoking a cigar. Okay, well,
yeah, could be. And
but again, it could have been. You know, I only smoked 2 of the rare and fine.
it's very, I would say it's very objective to say that cigar is bland because it's Nicaraguan or Honduran or Mexican.
Subjective, sorry. Yeah.
Subjective,
Yeah,
not objective. Subjective. Because it's in blend, it's very complicated. Last night I have been on a blending session with 2 of the greatest blenders at the moment in the industry.
Name them.
Willie Herrera. I was been on the Pure Sabor evening with the Willie Herrera, which is one of the main blenders in Drew Estate, and Nick Perdomo, the junior, which is the son of Nick Perdomo.
Yeah, of course.
And they're great blenders. They make great cigars. And it's very complicated to make a blend. You know, it's
obviously.
It's not just
Yeah.
mixing it. Say sometimes if I have the idea to make a blend, it took me a year to find the leaves for that blend to say, okay, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Because to make a blend, you need to know. I will quote them. You need to know why you make the blend, for who, if it's a shop exclusive, if it's a private client, if it's a core line, or where will be the market. You know, there's a market which some people, some specific market like complete specific cigars. And to find the right, you have the idea because you know how every tobacco tastes is separate. You have the idea, but sometimes you have the missing bit. Until you find that tobacco, maybe in some forbidden from the God farm in Mexico, once you found it, you know, that's what I'm missing in my blend. It might be even half a leaf of ligero. Yeah. Which you're missing, but you're missing it. And it's very complicated process. It's not just sitting in the factory all day and puffing like 20 cigars.
That's the perception though, but it's not true. I mean, the blending is extremely, it takes an extreme degree of dedication. And I think that the blenders in the cigar industry definitely need to be commended. Because they, the stuff that they go through to kind of produce a single good blend takes a lot of effort. It's a lot of work. Highly, highly respectable, I think.
Andre, I can't even get your name right. Pointed out that his palate doesn't match what Herrera puts out, and you know it's important to remember that's such a individual thing, right? Yeah, that's a very good point to make. You know, just because I think that a particular cigar is bland doesn't mean that it is. It just doesn't match my particular palate. Like I keep going on about Fuente, and the reason is Fuente is a great example because Fuente cigars are excellent cigars. I know that they're excellent, but it just doesn't match my palate. So I'm not going to sit and say Fuente cigars are bad because that's completely false. It just doesn't match my palate. Perfectly.
Probably need to try all of them until you find your Fuente.
Possibly.
I'm the same.
I've tried a lot of them, Fuente.
But I like Añejo, which is amazing. Añejo Reserva, amazing Fuente. Okay. I like Opus X Chateau de Fuente, amazing. I like the Hemingway in a 9-inch. That's one of the best 9-inch cigar you can find.
The Hemingway 9-inch?
They have 9-inch, yeah.
What's the Hemingway art thing or?
They have a Hemingway short Hemingway. They have the small ones.
The small ones, the other ones.
But they have 9-inch as well. Masterpiece. It's called Masterpiece.
I haven't smoked that one, but I've smoked the other Hemingways.
9-inch is amazing.
Really?
But you need 4.5 hours.
But do you think it's gonna match my palate though? Because I didn't like the other Hemingways.
Why you don't like them?
I just didn't. When I was smoking, it just wasn't giving me any vibes.
I don't know. I even like Don Carlos. For me, Don Carlos is not bad, despite the fact it's a Cameroon cigar and it's one of the most recognizable.
Don Carlos. I think I know which one that is. Yeah.
Don Carlos is with the black on the band.
Yeah.
So.
And then, Eye of the Shark. A lot of people keep going on about that one. Didn't like it.
Not my favorite, I can say that as well.
My uncle loved that cigar. So
he smoked that.
Yeah, he smoked a couple of Fuentes with me. He loved all of them. He was like properly, really enjoying them. He was like, "These are the cigars I need you to get me from now on." And I was like, "I'm not buying these." just because I don't like them. But I get that. I get the draw. I get that they are excellent cigars. Eye of the Shark, clearly an excellent cigar. Just wasn't feeling it. But
okay.
yeah, very good point. We're on the halfway point, right? Yeah. So shall we take some questions and just do a quick plug?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Before that, the only 3 countries left. Nicaragua,
I know. We're gonna get into that.
And Cuba. That's the only 3 left.
Quick plug of our sponsor. Our sponsor today, and has been for all of our most of our live streams, has been Monte Fortuna Cigars. Monte Fortuna Cigars has been kind enough to sponsor our live stream, and they are an excellent company. Highly recommend them. We buy cigars from them, and you know it's their customer service. The prices are excellent. They've got a huge range of cigars, both Cuban and New World cigars. So if you want cigars from different regions, they've got them. It's not just Cubans, and a lot of people. I think initially they started off with just Cubans, but they've been expanding their ranges, and they've got a wide range of cigars. So I highly recommend them. Please do check them out. There's a link below in the description. Please use that link if you're gonna buy some cigars from Monte Fortuna. So yeah, huge thank you to Monte Fortuna Cigars. Let's do a quick round, just a very quick round of questions. Nothing too intense because we're gonna do a proper section of questions. But I think at this point, if we cover up the questions so far, then we can kind of catch up afterwards as well.
Yeah.
There aren't many actual questions, a lot of comments really.
So let's look at the comments.
I mean, well, one quick question from Andre: Will we do an interview with Monte Fortuna?
Rafa, he's not watching.
When we go down to...
Well, he's invited us to Spain.
So when we go down to Spain, we're definitely going to make an interview with them, for sure.
Rafa, do you think you can cover our travel and accommodation?
We need to probably think when the COVID is the stuff, because now
I think end of May, June.
Yeah. Hopefully in the summer we hope we're gonna go at least in 1 European or 2 European countries where we can do some international interviews and shows. I'm hoping.
I'd love to do one with Monte Fortuna. So if we can go down there, that'd be great.
We had some comments from T-shirt guy.
T-shirt who?
T-shirt guy.
T-shirt guy.
And Ryan Joffrey, I'm going to say.
Joffrey?
Joffrey.
Oh.
I don't know. Sorry, Ryan.
Joffrey as in from Game of Thrones?
No idea. Basically saying how Cuban cigars aren't the best, even though they're nice.
Perfectly reasonable to say that. Perfectly reasonable. Anyone who thinks that Cuban cigars aren't the best, yeah.
In my opinion, there is no best cigars. I like Nicaraguan, I like Cuban, I like Dominican, I like American. I like them.
Yeah.
You like some from each, right?
Yeah.
And there's some you don't like from each.
Absolutely.
For me, I do prefer Cuban cigars.
On the whole.
On the whole. I don't like every Cuban. I think 1 or 2 Cubans I'm not a fan of. Maybe 1. But in general, yeah, I prefer Cubans. I think that for me, they're the best. And that's the clarification. If you don't like a particular, if you don't think one particular thing is the best or whatever, that's perfectly reasonable, perfectly fine. You can enjoy the things that you like because there's huge selection, right? There's so many cigars in the world now, which is brilliant. I freaking love that.
I think the official statistics at some point was telling around 2.9 thousand different
2.9 thousand, 2.9 million.
No, 2,900. Different
brands
of cigars in the world.
So brands
almost 3,000. Let's say that way.
So basically
brands.
So effectively each different line.
Everyone have 20, 30 lines. So
we're talking about
every
lot of cigars.
Every line have 5 Vitos, 2, 3, 5 Vitos. You can calculate that. How many
we're talking
different cigars, and
potentially millions.
That's the most popular ones. There might be some small. Basically, pretty much every shop in the States have their own roll cigars for them with the different tobaccos. So we not count them. We count the brands which are recognizable. So 3,000, 20 lines each. Make a 60,000. Each line 5 cigars. Is it 300,000 different cigars probably, approximately.
So a question from Adam P, who I haven't seen in the comments before. Hi,
hello Adam.
Do you ever go through waves where you're just not that into smoking cigars, all flavours meld together and it kind of makes you nauseous, only to get right back into the swing of things a month later?
I haven't had that yet.
Not me.
I've gone through a bunch of years of smoking cigars now, and I think mine's just ramping up regularly. I just want more cigars.
What about waves of a different palette, kind of?
That's why I have.
Oh, definitely.
That's why I have waves, but I was saying there's a moment which I say I want to smoke Cuban. I don't want to smoke Cuban. So I'm moving. I look in the humidor, maybe 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I say I don't want to smoke Cuban. And I smoke different stuff. But there's a moment which basically every second cigar is a Cuban.
Yeah.
I want to smoke Cuban. I want that creaminess. I want that mellowness. I want Cuban.
Yeah.
And I smoke like if not every cigar, every second cigar is a Cuban, probably for the 5-6 days. So yeah, that kind of waves. Yeah, I can't smoke same cigar in a row. Never.
I can.
Never.
I tend to kind of indulge. I know Ray likes.
Even if it's been an amazing cigar, the best cigar I've smoked for the few weeks or months, I'm not gonna pick next one to be the same.
Yeah, Ray does that. I've noticed that about you. I, on the other hand, I kind of indulge. So I will listen to a song on repeat until I can't listen to it anymore, and I will smoke a particular cigar just over and over until I'm like done with it. I do indulge in one particular thing.
If I even you mentioned the comparing with the music, if I found song or cigar which I like, I'll go for the same artist and see what else he can offer. Same with the cigars. If I say you gave me an Open Master Cuban cigar, if I smoke the Open Master and I think it's amazing cigar, I'll go for all other Eagles, all other Masters to see are they same thing.
You're not a fan of the Open series, are you?
Not personally.
I mean, they're good.
I find them boring.
Yeah.
So that is what? That is a short Churchill?
No, that's a Robusto.
Short Churchill.
Short Churchill. Yeah, exactly. So same size.
If I'm in the shop, I'll go for short Churchill all the way.
Yeah.
Or QDC50.
But because it's got a good amount of age on it, I thought you might like that.
No, yeah. I'm not saying...
If you don't like it, I don't care, because I didn't make it.
I don't think I've smoked that old Open Master. I haven't smoked, because basically I don't buy them often.
No, so. I don't buy them a lot either, because the Open Series... Yeah. Open Series, I think, the good is just... They're the better Monte Cristos.
But I can't just not mention that. Look at it, quality control.
No, is it bloody? Yeah. Give it to us now.
Yeah, give it to me. Pass it over. Give it to Alex. Alex will pass it over. So this is
show the spot.
This is the Open Master. No, I'm going to show the cigar first.
Yeah, it's Open Master. No, they see what's the cigar.
So the band, you can see that it's an aged one, and then what he's talking about is that little spot there. So he's bitching about that. He's like, oh, he's got a little spot on it.
If it's a 20-pound cigar, you need to don't have that.
No, this is from Monte Fortuna.
Whatever it's, let's say even in
Ooh, I think I gave you a really good one, man. This is packed well.
So you think we're gonna mention something which we're talking about few weeks ago? Is that been missed by the quality control because don't have the EMS? Do you think the EMS will take off that cigar from the market?
No, they would put that in. They would put that in, definitely. They won't skip that for that kind of, for like little water spots like that or whatever.
It's not little, it's a huge.
Nah, they don't let them. They'll put that in. You can go into like any EMS store and you'll still find that. I think with Cubans they've got a wider range of quality control. Yeah. Any other questions, or shall we just go straight into it? Okay, the big three. Let's talk about
Nicaragua.
This is the one which is like one of the more popular ones. They produce a heck of a lot of cigars. Brands like Padron, Davidoff. Big hitters.
Davidoff, not much. But
Davidoff is? No, Davidoff Dominican, sorry.
But everyone else. Plasencia. AJ Fernandez. Perdomo. Padron.
Every time someone says Plasencia, I think Alma Fuerte. Oh,
so,
that cigar.
What is the most popular thing tobacco in Nicaragua?
Strength?
Habano. Cuban Habano seed.
Yes.
That is the most of the tobacco there. It's Cuban seed, Habano seed tobacco. But Nicaragua, let's say, first of all, have 4 main regions to grow tobacco. There's a 3 main and 1 which become a region recently. So you have the Esteli.
Yes.
You have the Jalapa.
Yeah.
You have the Condega. And you have the Ometepe.
I didn't know about the Ometepe.
So
tell me about the Ometepe.
Last one.
Okay.
Jalapa.
Yes, that's a very familiar one.
But what is the popular thing about the whole Nicaraguan tobacco at all? It's slightly bitter, slight residual bitterness. It's not that strong as a Cuban seed grown in Honduras.
I find it strong. I find Nicaraguan
not strong as the Honduras one and Ecuadorian one, because
really?
they also use yes.
I don't know. I find
it's
Nicaraguan quite strong.
Very tasty because you have the 109 volcanoes, active volcanoes, if I'm not mistaken. So you have a lot of minerals.
Lots of minerals in the ash.
A lot of minerals, all different minerals and soils and everything. Yeah. And basically you have a lot of people like Nestor Plasencia, which experiment a lot with the different tobacco, resistance on the mold, resistance on the weather and the climate. And they do a lot of hybridization. I believe one of the weirdest tobacco, it's made in Nicaragua by Don Pepin, if I'm not mistaken. Let's say not that is not granted. It's called Sancti Spiritus.
That sounds familiar.
Sancti Spiritus is a hybrid.
Why does that sound familiar?
Sancti Spiritus is a Day of the Dead.
Oh, okay, that's why it sounds familiar.
Tatuaje use it. Pete Johnson uses it. Sancti Spiritus. I can say a particular cigar, which is one of my favorite Don Pepin cigar. That is La Colmena, if I'm not mistaken, if I say it right. It's a weird blend made by 4 people.
Sorry, guys.
4 people, 1 family. Don Pepin, Yanni Garcia, which is the daughter of Don Pepin, Jaime Garcia, his son, and Pete Johnson. All that 4 people play in that cigar. And it's amazing cigar using Sancti Spiritus wrapper, which is, I believe, is a hybrid, if I'm not mistaken, between Connecticut Broadleaf and Brasilia and Pelo de Oro and Connecticut Broadleaf. Pelo de Oro is a weird type of tobacco, which is usually Peruvian by the origin. A lot of people say the first tobacco in Cuba come from Peru, and maybe it's Pelo de Oro, but it's something which I don't know if even it's been proved somewhere, so I can't say it's granted. But yeah, so Nicaragua used to have a lot of hybrids into the cigar, into the tobaccos. I mentioned the 4 main regions and how they're different.
So which cigars from this region do you kind of gravitate towards? Like that you thought, no, maybe not gravitate, but which ones do you thought were brilliant?
Almost all the blenders use at least 1 or 2 regions in their blends. If they use Nicaraguan tobaccos.
Brand, not the actual tobacco.
There is no brand which is only one of them.
But which are the brands that make Nicaraguan cigars? Puros.
Nicaraguan puros. Everyone in Nicaragua make puros as well.
That you think these are the ones that I really enjoy?
Nicaraguan puro on first sign, I can't remember cigar which is a Nicaraguan puro.
Padrones are Nicaraguan.
Plasencia Reserva Organica. It's Nicaraguan puro.
Is Padron puro? I think they are.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes. Padron. Most of the Padrons are puro, I believe.
Puros, aren't they? Yeah.
They get some tobacco from Ecuador, from Oliva family.
Yeah.
So not all, but they get some.
But most of them are.
Most of them, yeah.
You haven't smoked a lot of Padrones, have you? Please,
no,
you got it, man.
I know. In some point, I will do.
Eventually.
But there's a many. Probably if I start mentioning the factories, I'll forget some of them. But there are huge amount of factories down in Nicaragua producing crazy amount of cigars. And
what was it, 5,000?
What factories?
No.
Cigars.
How many factories are there? Yeah. 5,000 different kinds of cigars or something?
3,000 different brands are in the world. Down in Nicaragua, I reckon it's at least 1,000 probably.
Wow.
Have their brands there.
What are the most prominent factories there?
Well, biggest ones, Drew Estate, Plasencia, Joya de Nicaragua.
Yeah.
Omar Ortiz factory, which is a friend's family and fire the cigar he made. I can't remember what was the name on the factory.
What do they make? I don't know.
They make Psycho 7 Nicaragua. They make Omar Oscar is special. They make Friends Fire and Friends Fire. Forgot what was the name on the cigar with FF and something. Indiana Ortiz now moved to Mombacho, his daughter. So Mombacho is another great factory in Granada. It's a weird place to have a cigars down there. Perdomo, Nick Perdomo, my father, Don Pepin. Who else? There's a plenty. I will probably forgot someone.
Which brand is Dom Pepin again? I can't believe I
Dom
forgot.
Pepin, my father.
My father. It is my father, isn't he? Yeah.
Dom Pepin start with his own blends, Dom Pepin, but become famous and recognizable when they start the My Father and Tatuaje. So basically, Tatuaje started 2003.
Dom Pepin is a big deal in the industry. It's a big deal in the industry, that guy. He's also got a cool name, hasn't he? Don Pepin.
The best Lancero maker in the world.
Is he?
Yes.
I don't doubt that.
When he ran out of Cuba, he used to roll only Lanceros in Cuba. He was the Lancero roller when he go in America. His oldest cigars you can find, and they're very collectible, Lanceros.
Which ones? Monty?
No. I mean, when he moved in.
No, when he was
America.
in Cuba.
I have no idea.
Is there any way to find which ones that were made by him?
I can ask him.
He's definitely got a stash of them, hasn't he?
No, I can ask Pete, his son-in-law.
Yeah.
Pete Johnson is his son-in-law.
Yeah.
Tatuaje. I can ask him.
Yeah, you should. You know, which box dates? Which factories? What? Did they have codes back then?
I think Pepin ran out from Cuba early 90s.
Early 90s. Okay.
So he moved in Miami, started in Miami, alone, then with his family, 5 rowers, 10 rowers. Then when Pete Johnson come in on board, he bought a factory in Nicaragua. He moved down in Nicaragua, and now he have the factory in Nicaragua, and Pete have the factory in Miami.
It's quite an impressive story. It's a very impressive story.
But I know people from the States, I'm talking the collectors, which they know where Dom Pepin roll his cigars in some shops, and they basically bought everything available rolled by Dom Pepin. And I can find you some collectible pieces, but they're about $100 a piece.
No, thank you.
So yeah. Still, you can find something rolled by Dom Pepin personally.
What I want to do is get some of those Lanceros that he's rolled from Cuba. You want to find them?
I don't think the rollers know the box codes and stuff.
I see.
So he's in Cuba. They work on a.
If he was producing all the Lanceros, then early 90s.
No,
okay.
No, man. They produce huge amount of Lanceros.
They do.
No, but he was rolling on Lanceros.
So if you get Lanceros from the early 90s, 80s or whatever, there's a good chance
to be Dom Pepin rolled. Yeah. Because back in the time, Lanceros.
Let me interrupt you very quickly.
Monte.
Let me interrupt. Sorry. You know those Lanceros that you gave me?
Yeah.
From like 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
That could be his then. Potentially.
Theoretically, I don't know how long. I think he's been into the industry like 50 years. So I reckon he started probably in the 70s.
Wow. Alex, you okay? That was a big yawn.
So that is I can carry on the factory. I just come in something on my mind. AJ Fernandez.
Yeah.
Aganosa Leaf.
Of course.
So yeah, I can carry on. Roma Craft, Skip Martin, Black Label Trading Company, Ovea Negra Factory. I can carry on, man. It's a lot of factories down there.
Tell me about the last one that you mentioned. The
Black Label Ovea Negra.
No. The first thing you were listing. Jalapa.
Jalapa.
No. What was the last one? So you went through a list. That's it.
Let's tell you what's the difference between the first three shortly. Jalapa, usually the strongest from all regions.
Yeah.
So all the tobacco coming from Jalapa is usually very strong.
Okay, yeah.
Very strong, very spicy, and slightly bitter than some of the others. I told all of them are bitter, but the Jalapa.
But they have a lot of flavor though.
Yeah, they have flavor. They have the flavor. They have the slightly residual bitterness on the end.
Yeah.
So you have after that the Esteli. My bad. The Esteli is the strongest one. So Esteli, dark, strong, ligero type stuff. The Jalapa is the mildest from all of them. Mild, creamy, tasty.
That's what I thought. So when you said they were the strongest, I was like,
No. Esteli is the strongest.
Esteli is the strongest.
Esteli is the strongest. Jalapa is the mildest, and the Condega is mixed between mild and medium. That's the between.
So the Jalapa is the one that I like.
Yeah, I don't like Jalapa.
You don't?
You know, I've been on a blending session with Hoya in Nicaragua where we can pick the tobacco and they blend the cigars for us. So I have 10 cigars blended by Hoya.
Really?
I picked the tobacco and I didn't pick any jalapa.
Yeah.
So I can choose for the filler.
But jalapa's got loads of flavor. It's just it doesn't have the strength.
Power.
Oh, you want the strength.
I'm gonna smoke them now.
Right.
I keep them. I still haven't tried them. I have the cigars last year. I haven't tried them yet.
Are you like just letting them rest or age or whatever?
Yeah, let them rest. I'll smoke them at some point, and if I like them, I can order more from Hoya. They're my own blend. I have only 10, not much, but Yeah, it's been blend. I have the certificate, etc. All the stuff.
What do you call it?
No, it's you don't have the name. It's my name on it. On the band is Joya de Nicaragua. My name.
Does it have your name?
Yeah, I've got my name on the Joya de Nicaragua. I didn't show you that.
No, you didn't. Can I review one?
I haven't smoked them.
Can I review one?
When I post on the social media that I have them, I have like 50 people text me and say I want to buy this. Guys, I have 10.
I've only got 10, guys.
I wait 6 months to be ready and prepared for me.
So do you want someone to review it? You know, someone who's gonna like put it on the channel.
First I'm gonna smoke some of them. I have planned to smoke one in the next few months. Why you wanna smoke them? But they're one time blend. They're not mass production. They're not. Even if it's an amazing cigar.
But it's your cigar. That's special to me, man. You don't have to give me one. I completely get if you don't want to, but you know.
No, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. He doesn't want to commit to anything on camera. So, the last one. What's it called?
Ometepe.
How do I pronounce that? Ometepe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ometepe is an island.
Okay.
In the middle of the Nicaraguan Lake.
Interesting.
Nicaraguan Lake is one of the biggest in the world. It's huge.
Okay.
The middle of it is a volcano which make island. And that's called Ometepe.
So the whole island was made by the volcano?
Yes.
That's incredible.
It's an active volcano there, actually.
So effectively, you've got like just pure volcanic ash soil.
Yes.
Wow.
And they grow tobacco. Not much, but everyone wants to use Ometepe at the moment. A lot of companies say, you know, I want to have some Ometepe, but it's not much available because it's very limited amount.
So what's good about it?
It's milder than everything else in there.
Yes.
Milder than all the Nicaraguan tobacco.
Amazing.
Very rich on minerals.
Yes.
And very tasty.
So basically exactly what I want.
Yeah.
In a cigar.
And weird enough, Vega Fina have a cigar called Ometepe. They're available in Spain, by the way. They're Spanish regional cigars, you know, for the Spanish market. I bought a box of them last time when I was in Spain. Amazing cigars. €6 I pay for each of them. Amazing cigar.
Rafa, listen, hook us up.
Yeah.
You gotta get some Vega Finas.
Vega Fina Ometepe, if they are still available.
I'll message Rafa.
They're with nice pigtails, amazing looking cigar, and very tasty.
Okay, well, I guess we have to message Rafa, see if he can get. He's in Madrid, so he definitely got access to them. I hate the fact that he's in Madrid, you know, and we've got some rainy weather over here. I'm just jealous.
So, probably that is Nicaragua. In short explanation. We talk a lot from Nicaragua, but that is Nicaragua. I don't know if you want to add something.
No, I like Nicaraguan cigars. I'm a big fan of Nicaraguan cigars. I think they're fantastic. I think they produce some of the most flavorful, some of the more complex cigars from New World regions. Based on my palate. Again, this is entirely like a subjective thing. So when I'm saying I think this and that, entirely based on my own preference. And yeah, I really enjoy them. I mean, Padron cigars. Oh, Plasencia cigars, again. They're just so good. They are a bit strong for me though. I'm not gonna lie. Like
smoke Perdomo. Perdomo are usually not that strong, especially.
You can't get them here.
Yeah, right. But yeah, Oliva. You smoke Olivas.
I like Olivas.
They're Nicaraguan.
They're pure Nicaraguans.
Not
all of them.
Not all. But
the Milanos aren't.
Yeah, they use Ecuadorian wrapper, I think.
They do. Yeah.
So yeah.
But they're really good.
Another big factory.
Olivas are great. I know you don't like them too much. You kind of
like
my
favorite brand.
Yeah.
Let's say that way. Not bad, of course. They have great smokes, but I don't like the attitude of the owners.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah. No, it's nothing weird. It's basically. Do you know about the cigars called J. Cortez?
I haven't tried them. I've heard
but
of them.
You know them.
Yeah.
The guy which is behind that, it's a huge corporation, Davidoff type.
Okay.
It's called Fred van der Meijde van der, weird Belgian name. He bought Oliva 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 5, and he basically retired the owner, Gilberto Oliva. He retired him. So the guy is now naming the company, but that's it. Which I don't like, you know. That guy created that company.
But did he force the retirement or?
Not
officially.
Not officially. But that's the rumors and stuff.
They're rumors, so we can't really verify that, unfortunately.
Well, I don't know.
we can have an idea of it, but
Yeah.
we can't directly claim that as well.
But of course, they significantly raise the profits and the lines and everything. So
they put the prices up as well.
Oh yeah, every year.
Like Oliva cigars are getting a bit pricey now.
Yeah.
Considering New World.
Okay, DR.
Yes.
Dominican Republic.
Some of my favorites.
Well, before we get to that, there was a quick question.
Go on.
From Adam P. How do you guys handle cigar smell? Do you get flack from family or wives, girlfriends, friends, etc. for reeking like cigars? What's your routine? Do you change clothes after a cigar or something? Or?
No. Everyone, I mean...
We've mentioned smoking jackets in the...
Some, I found some fabrics used to keep the smoke more than some others. But basically, just put my shirt for washing. That's what I'm doing. When I go home, just take off my shirt, put it for washing in the washing machine.
I've never had a problem with that in terms of like the...
but I'm smoking for long enough. All my family is all right with the cigar smoke and the taste. And of course, I take a shower, put the shirt in the washing machine, and that's it.
I think the only person that I try and avoid being around, or just not being around, the only person that I don't want to smoke around in any capacity, like I won't smoke on the day, is my daughter. So I won't smoke cigars.
My kids like the smell of the aftertaste of the tobacco. They like it. Yeah.
I don't.
Even when I give to my youngest daughter, which is 6 years old, other day I open a box with like.
Oh yeah, no, she likes the aroma.
The smaller humidors I have, like 50 cigars in there. I give her say, smell that. She smelled it and she say what it's smelling actually. So I can't wait to she to become grower and
Yeah, no, my daughter
smoking.
likes. So my daughter will on occasions, if she comes into my office, she'll like she'll open up the humidor and she'll like smell it and she'll be like, oh, that smells nice. So she likes the aroma of the cigars, but I'm talking about the actual smoke smell. So the smoke smell, I don't smoke around her.
Oh, I don't smoke indoor. So if I'm outdoor, I don't mind if they're around me or anything. They're basically is in the air. It's not
Yeah. But I just don't. Again, this is not like me saying what you should do. It's got nothing to do with that. I just don't smoke around my daughter at all. I just try and keep that separated. I think she's young. She's only like 5 years old, so I try and keep that side separate. But she does like the aroma of cigars, but I again try and keep that separated away from her because I think she's too young at the moment. But in terms of like people in general, I mean the person that I like, she's fine with it, but I don't think she's been around it too much because I don't smoke a lot or whatever. She's tried a cigar, and she smoked the hell out of it, so I was quite happy about that. She when you like have someone and you give them a cigar to try and then do that weak crappy puff on it or whatever, that annoys me. But she didn't. She championed through it. She properly smoked it and she enjoyed it, from what she told me. But then she could be like, yeah, it's good. But no, I think aroma smell wise, no, I don't think that's been a major problem.
Okay, back on the DR.
Dominican Republic. Oh yes.
It's a lot of
different
regions growing there.
Yeah.
More than 50, 60 different regions.
Most famous brand is Davidoff.
Fuente.
Most famous brand.
Fuente.
Davidoff.
Fuente.
Davidoff is more famous than thing.
Davidoff makes cigars in there since 20 years ago.
No, but we're not talking about the most prominent in the industry. We're talking about the most famous brand. Yeah. Davidoff is the most famous brand.
No, Fuente.
Come on, Davidoff is known by people who don't smoke cigars.
Yeah, because they make cigarettes.
Yeah, but they're still
close.
They're still the most famous brand.
Yeah, everyone in America knows who's Fuente. Half of the people don't know what's Davidoff.
Most people in the world know Davidoff. Come on, they even make what is it? The aftershave or whatever.
I won't agree with you, man.
We're not going to agree on this. Okay, fine. No, that's fine. We're not going to agree.
It's makes cigars for 90 years.
Yeah.
Start in America, move in the Dominican Republic, 3 generations. Fuente make hell of a lot. Davidoff makes cigars in Honduras, in Nicaragua, in Dominican Republic, in the past in Cuba.
So who's the biggest company? It's Davidoff though, isn't it? Davidoff is the biggest company.
I'm 99% sure the Fuente make more cigars than Davidoff.
No, not production-wise. The biggest company.
What you mean biggest? Of what?
Net value.
if you're talking only for the cigars.
No, we're
Fuente.
talking net value of the
But
company.
you're talking for corporation which make t-shirts.
It's still the biggest company, man.
No.
Let me put it this way.
So far, the comments are disagreeing with you, Ray.
I don't care.
I mean, you know, as Andre points out, they're all in the duty-free shops.
That's very true. Got you there.
They own the duty-free shops, but every shop in America have Fuente.
People know Davidoff Cologne as well.
Exactly. Davidoff is the biggest
Talk
brand.
about the cigars.
No. We're talking about the brand. Let me give you a distinction.
I put up a straw poll here, and we've got Davidoff for sure, Davidoff I guess, and what is Fuente?
Oh, okay. Let me put it this way. Okay, this is a photography kind of comparison. In the photography industry, the biggest brand is Canon, but Canon doesn't just make cameras. Do you know what I mean? Canon make loads of different things. The second biggest brand.
I don't know nothing about other stuff apart of premium cigars.
No, but hear me out. Let me finish what I'm saying.
Fuente are bigger.
Let me finish what I'm saying. Sony is the second biggest brand in the photography industry, but their photography industry is tiny in comparison to the rest of the company.
I will make sure next time when we're live, I'll double check and see how many. I'll try to find the numbers. How many revenue have the Davidoff from cigars? How many have Fuente from cigars?
They're a private company. I don't think they publish that.
Well, I have my ways. Let's
Okay.
say that way. I have my ways. I'm gonna ask the right people. What's the approximate revenue on Davidoff on the Fuente? How many cigars produce Davidoff? How many cigars produce Fuente?
What's the GDP of? This is a different point. In Nicaragua, the GDP of cigars is about 5%, which is a big chunk. Any ideas what the Dominican is? Like, what's the GDP on the tobacco?
It's not similar countries. They're way different countries. Even
No, but you can look at it from you can compare it in terms of like GDP, and of course you can. I think you can.
But that's not only two. That's not the two.
No, it's not. It's not a way to.
I can mention another 2 or 3 factories in the Dominican Republic that make huge amount of cigars.
No, but hear me out. This is not a point to say that one is bigger than the other. This is a point specifically on GDP.
I don't care about the GDP, man.
Really?
No.
I think it
Why
impacts.
should care on the GDP?
Because it makes a difference. It has an impact.
Because Nicaragua produce coffee, chocolate, and cigars, Dominican Republic don't produce all that stuff.
What do they produce?
They produce that stuff, but plus few others.
Yeah.
You know, like melassa, sugar, rum, etc.
They do produce that. I'll give you that. They do produce a lot of rum.
And it's way bigger country.
Yeah, but size doesn't affect GDP.
Also, tourists a lot more in Dominican Republic than Nicaragua.
True.
So.
But size doesn't reflect GDP though.
Anyway,
different. That's where we went on a tangent there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back onto the subject. So, Dominican Republic. It's a fantastic country when it comes to
a lot of
production.
variety in the tobacco.
Yeah, they produce
have
some beautiful
Dominican
tobacco.
or Cuban seed, Piloto Cubano, different stuff. The most recognizable taste or sense of Dominican tobacco is dryness, dry leaves. If the cigar keep your mouth dry, definitely have.
Has
Dominican,
that really, really good leathery flavor, which is so nice. It is so good. I don't find Dominican cigars to be that strong. I mean, they're strong.
Tend to be not strong as the Nicaraguan, yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so then I'm not going crazy because I do find Nicaraguan cigars to be stronger. And Dominicans, I find them to be a little bit more manageable.
The other most famous DR brands, that's Quesada.
I thought it was LFD.
I will come to the
Oh,
LFD.
sorry. Go on.
Quesada.
Oh, go on.
I reckon Quesada is probably after, I won't say one of the big one, but he's been in the industry for 50 years.
Yeah.
Like ex-Cuban guy. So, Carrillo. Carrillo.
Yeah, obviously.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge. He blends cigars for a lot of companies. No, always he blend for Alec Bradley. He blend for...
Does he?
Oh yeah, he last 5 blends of the Alec Bradley are blend by EP Carrillo itself. He helped the Alec and Bradley, the two brothers. He helped them start blending. So the what was the Gatekeeper, Kintsugi, what was before the Magic Toast, that cigars are blended by Carrillo with the help of Carrillo. But basically he blended them probably. LFD, not that big, but very well known.
I like LFD cigars.
LFD. So as well, very strong cigars. The strongest DR producing probably.
I find them manageable.
Manageable, but they tend to be strongest from all the Dominican brands. You know, Ligero, Double
Wait, no,
Ligero.
actually, the
Lanox.
cigars that you mentioned, there was a couple of cigars that you mentioned. I think one cigar you mentioned from LFD, which you said this is really the strongest.
Lanox, I think, is the strongest.
I haven't tried that. I don't want to.
Nice.
If it's like super strong, I don't want to try that.
So yeah, LFD, Quesada, Hochi Blanco.
Yeah, of course.
Hochi Blanco make
Yeah, obviously.
a lot of cigars. So what was the famous La Galera? His main.
La Galera is amazing.
His main.
They're like super
Portland
inexpensive.
blend.
They're super inexpensive.
Yeah.
La Galera are such good cigars. They are highly underrated though. I love the band. They've got like the foot band, the gold foot, and then they've got that massive band on the top.
So yeah, the Dominican.
What do you think of La Galera though?
I'm not a big fan of it.
No?
No.
Oh, I do like them. I do like them, you know.
I try Connecticut, I try Maduro.
Maduro's better. Maduro's
Not
definitely
my
better.
stuff.
Maduro's definitely better.
But yeah, Hochi Blanco used to make a lot of special releases for the shops. I have Team Mercats. I have.
So Hochi Blanco is La Galera?
Seek and Select. Yeah,
Hochi
Hochi Blanco make La Galera. It's his main core blend. But he make a lot of shop exclusive. Seek and Select, Mercats, Team Mercats, they make only 500 pieces of each, so it's not very popular. But I managed to find some of those boutique ones. But yeah, they're a big company. And yeah, GR is basically that one. Different cigars than Nicaragua. Probably the La Aurora is the biggest factory in the world.
Yeah.
So we didn't mention that, but La Aurora make most cigars from everyone in Dominican Republic. So they will be the biggest company in Dominican Republic. They're the biggest factory in the world.
Alex, what do you want to say?
Stop jiggling your leg.
I can't help it, man.
So yeah, actually now I'm thinking La Aurora is the biggest company down there.
Yeah, but biggest brand. We're gonna disagree on
They're
that.
the oldest. They make cigars in Dominican Republic for 110 years.
They're not front facing that much, though, are they?
They're the biggest. So if you go in a holiday in Punta Cana or whatever in Dominican Republic, if you want to go tours, every tour is going in the La Aurora factory.
Interesting.
You might go in Fuente if you want, but it's way more expensive and not easy to go there. You go in La Aurora. So
Interesting.
yeah, it's very popular, especially in Europe. They're more popular than Fuente and stuff. In Germany, in Belgium, everywhere.
I didn't find La Aurora to be something that really appeals to me.
I'll give you some La Aurora. I've got La Aurora. That was one of the first New World brands I started buying.
Was it?
Yeah.
So I smoked. To be fair, I've not smoked a huge amount. I've only smoked about 4 or 5.
They're not
La Auroras.
wow. They have some good stuff, good shouts. Some of the Preferida line, Ruby, Emerald, that stuff. They have decent stuff. They also use Cameroon wrapped as well. They're one of the companies probably after Fuente which use most Cameroon wrapper cigars.
Maybe those are the ones I tried.
Maybe, yeah.
By the way, quick question for the audience. I know this is a bit late in the video, but how's the audio? You know, hopefully they can kind of comment back and.
Bit late, mate.
I know it's a bit late, but I should have asked that earlier on. Yeah, I'd love to know what you guys think of the audio. Because is it good?
Except for anyway, I'll say later.
Tell me now.
No, I'll say later.
Okay,
Pedro.
last country, Cuba.
Cuba.
You talk more than me. It's
I
your
don't know.
country.
I don't know.
I would say Cuba, creaminess, sweetness,
Yes.
silkiness.
Yes.
Forget about power.
Yeah.
Forget
No power.
Forget about pepper.
Some have a little bit of pepper, but not a lot.
Forget about mixed blends from different countries.
No.
Forget about.
They don't have. It's all.
There's a
puros.
rumor they import tobacco from Nicaragua, but that's a rumors. Nobody said for sure.
Are they even allowed to do that?
Cuba, well, they're not. That's why it's not official. It's only rumors. But yeah, Cuba is Cuba. It's a specific, I believe, every single cigar smoker which used to have slightly good palate at least, he can recognize Cuban Puro from every other cigar with a blind taste, blindfold, or anything like that.
It's that really firm, earthy creaminess that it has, which is just a prominent kind of thing that I really enjoy. I really like them. I thoroughly enjoy a good Cuban cigar. I know you like Cuban cigars that have been properly aged. And I have to say, a properly aged Cuban cigar, they're extremely difficult to beat.
Probably agree. Nothing better than the nice aged Cuban cigar, unless you want the kick in your mouth.
No, I think when you get a nicely aged Cuban, they just age so much. In my view, I think they just age a lot better.
They're sophisticated cigars.
I wouldn't say that.
I like that. Sophisticated. If you wanna chill in, separate from the rest of the world, don't want anything to interrupt you, have a nice glass of water, even need a nice Cuban short vitola, Corona, Petit Lancer, nice 40 minutes, you just don't care about anything else.
A good especial. Good especial. For me, a good Trinidad, put a Trinidad in my hand.
I have in my box for tomorrow or after tomorrow, one of the Davidoff Chateau smoke, yeah.
Yeah?
I take it out from the box and say I'm going to smoke it in the next few days.
You don't have a lot of Trinidads in your humidors, do you? You know, I found a Trinidad?
No, I smoked them.
You smoked them all?
Yeah. There was a period of my smoking where when I want smoke Cuban, I go for Trinidad. I just don't touch it. Go for the Trinidad. I have in total probably 5 to 10 Trinidads at the moment.
I love Trinidad.
And I have,
cigars.
for example, Monte, probably 300 Montes. But Trinidads.
Montes, don't get me wrong, Montes are great. But Trinidad just hits home for me. Like if I want a good cigar that I know I'm going to enjoy, I can just sit back and not have to worry about too much, pick up a Trinidad. It's one of my sure things. I find them to be like a sure thing. And the Fundadoras. But Fundadoras needs age. If you get a young Fundadoras, you don't get the full feeling of it. Like, it's still good. But when you smoke like a really nicely aged one, like something from like the early 2000s, that's just
not easy to find.
Fundadoras, yeah. Aged Fundadoras. I managed to get like a bunch of them. And unfortunately, I smoked them too quickly. They were just too good. Every time I used to pick up, I'd be like, no, I don't want to smoke this one. I don't want to finish them. And then 10 minutes later, I'm there, start smoking it. Just so good. I think from the Cubans, a lot of people talk about like strength-wise, like the Bolivar is the strongest. I never found it to be that strong. But the Partagas I found strong.
Before I come here, I smoked cigar in my car.
Which one did you smoke?
Cuban.
Yeah,
I'm
you told me
sure
Cuban.
you haven't even heard of the brand. I'm trying to show you the brand.
Is this like pre-embargo type
I
thing?
think it's about 10, 15 years old.
I can't see it properly. That seems familiar.
It's called Los Stratos Deluxe.
The hell is that?
Cuban cigar.
Wow.
They they removed them from the portfolio about 15 years ago.
Why? Not popular?
There was most of them were machine made.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing they separate, they leave the machine made to be JOP, Guanta, that kind of stuff, and the short middle floors and stuff. So that was Corona size with the seal on the top. Not aged. Nice. Not bad. Not pretentious. Not amazing as some of the others, but it's my last one. And yeah, I give it a go. It was alright.
Enjoy it?
Yeah. Good one.
Interesting.
Question time.
Well, there was one from Amir. Hi again, Amir.
Hi, Amir.
He was asking, what's the sweetest cigar that you ever smoked that's sort of readily available to buy?
Toscano.
Okay. First of all, we need to separate Sweetest as a swisher type or infused cigar, or Sweetest as a normal cigar which have sweetness
if
as
we're
a
talking about
flavor.
Sweetest, then for me it's Toscano.
Because if you go for sweet in it, Toscano is not that kind of cigar. That's what I say.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Toscano, Drew Estate, all the acids, Lartans, all the KFC. Now they start the girls blends. The Betty, all the Betty, Linda, Betty, whatever the name there was. Sweet Jane stuff. They're sweet cigars.
Yeah.
But if we're talking for a normal cigar, which have sweet flavor, I will pick 3.
Go on.
Sobremesa Brûlée by Steve Saka. He swear that cigar is not been tipped with anything sweet, but it's as sweet as a creme caramel.
Really?
When I start the smoking. If you lick the cigar, it's sweet. He swear that cigar never been tipped with anything sweet. I don't know how that's work.
Difficult to believe, or do you think he's telling the truth?
It's difficult to believe he's not been tipped somewhere, you know. But Steve Saka is well known for great cigar. Last night I smoked Umbagok, first Umbagok, unbelievable cigar, and it's one of the cheapest one he made. So the next one I will probably pick as a sweet flavor. It's Drew Estate Herrera Esteli Brasilia. I mentioned it earlier when we were talking for the Brazilian tobacco. But it's strong. That is very strong cigar, but it's very tasty and sweet tasty. And the last one will be Laranya. Laranya is in Lancero. That is made by Espinosa, another factory which we didn't mention in Nicaragua. Espinosa, La Zona, a lot of cigars. 601 La Bomba, it's one of his main blends. He made the Espinosa, he made the Crema, he made the Laranya. Laranya using Brazilian tobacco which have the residual slight flavor of orange and give you a lot of smell of orange when you smoke it. Flavor of orange. I never have anything like that.
Interesting.
Yes. And Lancero, amazing.
I don't think there are many sweet tasting cigars from Cuba. I can't think of like a really sweet.
Monte Carlos are sweet for me.
Por Laranja, yeah. But they're not sweet, they're subtle.
They have the sweetness.
Yeah, I guess you could call that
That's
sweetness.
why all the girls like them.
I guess you could call it.
If you give some of the new smokers Cohiba Lancero or Fundadores, and if you give them the Monte Carlo, which is similar with all, not the same, but similar, all of them will go for the Monte Carlo. All of them. If they don't know anything about cigars. They don't know how much they cost. They don't know anything. You give them, they smoke one of each, and they go back for the Monte Carlos. Because that sweetness.
I'll grant you that. I mean, the Monte Carlo, I didn't find it to be like sweet. It was
not because you smoke all other stuff. But if you're a new smoker, if you go for cigars, you'll find that sweetness. I found it.
It is a nice cigar. I think it is underrated. It's long filler as well. And it's not that expensive.
It's underrated because of the size.
But the size is like a really good. It's not. It's like what, 6.5, 7 inch?
It's tiny ring gauge.
33. It's a good ring gauge for something that long.
Speaking of good ring gauges, Ryan wants to know your favourite Vitolas, please.
Lancero, Corona, and Double Figurado.
Yeah, same here. Lancero. No, I'm gonna say Lancero, Robusto, and Double Figurado.
Double Figurado, big one, like this one, 7 inch. That's what I like. Or if we go more and more, 9 inch A. I would say
that's a
Vitola A, which is 9 inch by 52, I believe. 9 by 52. Good 4.5 hours smoke. Sometimes can be boring though.
Okay, the cigar you recommend to buy that's worth buying just to put some age on it.
Oof, pretty much
every Cuban.
Yeah,
you won't go wrong with every Cuban. New World.
Wait, no. From Cuban, I'd say get a good Lancero, because Lancero's my favorite.
Hey, even Robusto, even any other size, age well.
That's true. That's very, very true. But I think if we're gonna get a little bit pickier, I'd say Lancero. If we're gonna get really picky,
I won't separate them on Lancero. Everything. Cuban.
I agree.
Bolivar. For me, Bolivar age very
really well. They age really well.
A lot of collectors collect Bolivars because they age extremely
really well. Oh, they do.
Some Bolivars are more expensive than the normal sizes. So if you want to spend more, and they don't have the proper Lancero.
No,
unless they produce some
they don't.
Regional or limited.
Possibly. But I don't know much about the regions.
They don't have the Lancero.
No.
Bellicoso Fino, go for it. Bolivar Bellicoso Fino.
That one, Royal Corona. But the Bellicoso Fino ages, I think, better. I think the Bellicoso Fino definitely ages better. That's a very good cigar, though.
New World, don't go to age New World unless, I don't know, they're all ready for smoking. If you want to try experimenting, go for darker ones, Maduro, Connecticut Broadleaf.
Padron tend to age relatively well.
Yeah, dark cigars age well.
Oliva tend to age well.
But they lose what they're supposed to be. They lose the purpose.
Oliva tend to age well.
Yes,
not
but
that
they lose
expensive.
the purpose.
I don't know. I like.
So
But they taste so much better. Like they haven't got that.
Yeah,
strength.
because you don't like strong cigars.
True.
But if you like strong cigars and you want to smoke strong cigars,
yeah.
If you buy an aged cigars, they're not gonna be strong.
No.
So you're losing.
No, true.
You're losing. You have something else. You have more flavor.
Yes.
But you're losing the strength.
You do lose the strength, but I think that a lot of people who tend to age cigars a lot, they may necessarily lean more towards the flavor as opposed to the strength. Like you, yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to say Oliva. Oliva's a good cigar to age. They're not that expensive. Get them, age them for about 5 years. You get some really, really good smokes out of them.
Okay, difficult question, for, I guess. 3 cheap but good Cuban or New World cigars?
Monte Carlo.
Despite the cheap. What is cheap? For some people, cheap is 20. For some people,
no, I think we covered this a lot, but we're going to say the same thing again. You know, Vigueros. For Cuban, it's Vigueros. But you got to age them, and you got to pick the right Vigueros as well. Like Tapados, they're good. Mananitas are good as well. Monte Carlos are great. If you want like a really inexpensive cigar, which is actually quite nice. Yeah, these are all long filler, inexpensive cigars, and I think that you can't really go wrong with them. But don't expect them to have like the real like super complexity or something like that. They're not going to have that, but they do have a good degree of flavor.
Yeah, I can tell New Worlds from every single brand which New World is cheap and it's worth.
Padron 2000?
Yeah, my favorite Padron. I haven't smoked them all, but I love Padron 2000. $6, $7, $8. I don't know how much they're in UK, but they're amazing.
They're hard to get though in Europe, aren't they?
No, 2000 available everywhere.
2000, sorry, Padron in general, I mean.
Padron, the expensive lines, it's hard to get them now because they don't have the availability. But Padron, it's good, nice one. Even Asylum 13, it's a relatively cheap smoke in Robusto.
Yeah,
it's a very nice smoke.
What about well, the question is literally from Lawrence. How bad is it to smoke a brand new Cuban?
Not that bad. It depends.
If you buy limited edition, regional edition, La Casa del Habano, they're perfect. Yeah. Most of them. If you buy 21 box coat in normal edition, probably you'll be feeling grassy, grassy, not that creaminess and sweetness which you expect.
Yeah.
But it's a miss and go. You might find some incredible 20 box coat, 21 box coat, which I doubt. If you want to smoke new Cuban, pay slightly more and go for the La Casa de LCDH editions. Bolivar have an amazing LCDH. Hoyu have the good LCDH.
The best LCDH I've smoked is the Partagas.
Partagas have a good shout, of course.
The Salomon?
Salomon, that's what I was thinking. Salomon is a tiny Salomon. What is it?
No. Same as the Cuaba Salomons. No. 7.5. 7 inch or something.
Hoyo, I'm thinking for Hoyo then.
That's the Elegantes.
Yeah. Hoyo have tiny Salomons. Yeah. Which is really nice.
It's not that small. It's actually a decent size.
It's long but tiny.
Yeah. 47 ring gauge. 6, I think, inch. They're okay. They're not, I don't think, if we're comparing it to the other LCDHs, I think the Partagas LCDH is definitely my favorite. Bolivar is good. Trinidad is, this is the first Trinidad that I'm not a massive fan of, but the Trinidad
Novedosos?
La Trova,
yeah. What about the Novedosos?
I haven't tried it yet. You keep throwing that in my face because you tried it and I haven't. You weren't a fan of that, were you?
It was a massive construction problems on that.
Was it?
I smoke only one. I can't find any one.
That's a shame.
But they think when they release them, hopefully the price will be around 70 or 80 quid.
Possibly. Makes sense.
I'm not paying that.
Let me see if I can get hold of one.
Well, we've just gone over the 2-hour mark. So last question from Andre. What brands have you not tried yet that you most look for? I can't even talk. Tell me some brands that you haven't tried yet.
That is a good question. Ooh. I will need slightly more to think about what I haven't tried.
Can I say a brand that I've tried that I can't get hold of right now? Well, I can get hold of, but I really want to try. And Andre, the jammy bastard, managed to get a whole bunch of them. Cavalier.
Cavalier.
I want to, because I've tried some of their older stuff. I want to try the, yeah.
I haven't tried Cavalier, to be honest.
I like Cavalier.
I want to try Cavalier.
I liked what I smoked from Cavalier, because when I was in Geneva, I met up with Sebastian, and he gave me like a bunch of Cavalier cigars, and we were just hanging out and we smoked a bunch. And in his store, I smoked a Cuban, but then on the way, he said, why don't you try some of these? I was like, okay, great, and he gave me some Cavalier.
I would say Cavalier as well. I haven't tried them. I have only one Cavalier in my humidor, which I bought recently, and I still haven't smoked it.
Andre, put in the good word for us, man.
Kazdagli, which I'm hoping we're going to meet Jeremy in some point and manage to make an interview with him. I have 4 or 5 Kazdaglis. I haven't smoked them yet. He used to make, I know Andre is very good fan of them. Maori, Hank Maori is the other one, which I haven't tried yet. And even Andre mentioned it's amazing cigar.
What's that cigar? I Am King.
I'm the King, Yasam Crow.
Yes.
Yes, I'm a fan of Yasam Crow. Okay. I tried them.
Right, I need to try them. That's what I need to try.
Yeah, he make decent stuff, He make actually very interesting cigar, which is first by its own. Cigar with CBD inside.
Really?
Yes, and it's legal.
Yeah, yeah, CBD is fine.
He have the patent, which is called Nugs.
Are they legal here,
Nugs.
Are they legal here?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Alex just confirmed CBD is legal here.
Is it legal?
So,
yeah, but they don't have it yet here. But if you tend, I might be able to find you some to try it. I still haven't tried them. The Nugs, they're called Nugs with the nice green blue band.
So is that the brand? Is that the brand is called I Am King?
Yeah, Yasam Crow. Make Nugs, one of his line.
So the brand is called I Am King.
Yeah, stop telling them I Am King.
I can't pronounce it.
Yasum Crow. JSK.
Okay, JSK. I'm gonna say JSK.
Yeah.
I apologize if you're watching this and you're looking at me thinking this knobhead can't even say the word. I apologize. It's because my pronunciation skills are horrible.
Okay, last tiny question.
Go on.
Just because I like his username and I haven't seen him before. From your mum, 6440.
Alex is talking to you.
Do we know if 2020 Winstons are good?
The limited edition ones?
2021 maybe?
Is it the 2021 you mean?
He says 2020 Winstons.
2020, I have one, but I haven't smoked it. Davidoff.
Yeah,
You're talking for Davidoff, no?
It has to be Davidoff.
Yeah. I haven't smoked. I have smoked 2019, which was amazing.
I smoked in 2019. That was really good. I haven't
smoked 2020. I have one, and I still haven't get any 2021.
The 2019 one? Is that the year of the ox?
No. Late hour, I believe we're talking about.
No.
Winston Churchill Late hour.
No, these are limited edition ones, right? The new ones, the new limited editions with they have the limited edition band on it.
Yeah, it's called.
They're not late hours.
It's a grey band called 2021. Is it a grey band? Yeah, but I think they started 2019 or 2018 with the Winston Churchill on the band. That's what they're talking about. Late hour Winston Churchill.
I know there's a 2021 which is on the way, which I'm going to try. And I'm going to try with Alex.
Yeah, I haven't tried that one.
I haven't tried that one. I don't think I've tried it. Well, I think that's the end of the stream. Thank you guys for watching. Really, really appreciate you spending the time watching us talk about cigars and smoking cigars as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Final plug for our sponsor, that is Monte Fortuna Cigars. They're a fantastic company. Highly recommend them. Make sure you check them out. There's a link below in the description. They've got both Cubans and New World cigars available, so a huge range of selection. And they're constantly updating the selection as well. They've regularly got new cigars coming online as well. So, check out the link below. And thank you guys for watching. It's been a pleasure. Ray, any final words?
Nothing. I hope the people enjoy the talk. It's been an interesting topic, I believe. Some people ask me for that topic. I believe we're doing a great show. And yeah, nothing more. Smoke your cigars. Don't keep them in the boxes. They're going to get mold, beetles, and someone going to steal them. They're going to get fire or whatever. Smoke them. Don't keep them in the boxes. They're for smoking.
And don't smoke gurkhas.
We will have a special Gurkha show soon. The cigar's on the way. So we will have a Gurkha show where we're going to talk about Gurkha, and no other not pleasant blends, etc.
Yeah. So thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you.